Correspondent Jennifer Griffin.
The Pentagon is sending the USS Tripoli, a Marine amphibious ready group, and the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit with about 2,500 U.S. Marines to the Middle East. The Tripoli is stationed out of Japan and would take about 2 weeks to arrive in the Gulf. The Pentagon has a plan to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, but it is slow-going work suppressing the threat posed by Iranian drones, fast boats, and mines. 2 oil tankers, one of them U.S.-owned, were hit by Iranian explosive-laden boats and drones near the Iraqi port of Basra this week. Iran has attacked 16 commercial ships since the war began.
Before I think we want to take anything through there at scale, we want to make sure to do that safely and smartly.
They are exercising sheer desperation in the Straits of Hormuz. Something we're dealing with, we have been dealing with it, and don't need to worry about it.
In a written statement read by an Iranian state television presenter, the new supreme leader vows to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. Iran has long relied on an asymmetric naval threat, a tactic it relied on during the tanker wars in the 1980s, during the Iran-Iraq War. President Ronald Reagan sent the U.S. Navy to escort reflagged Kuwaiti oil tankers in 1987. That's when Iran's Navy perfected the art of speedboat attacks. Retired Navy Commander Kirk Lippold was the commanding officer of the USS Cole when it was hit by an al-Qaeda small boat laden with explosives.
A number of things are available to them, including land-based anti-ship cruise missiles that could be fired. In addition, they have drones. They have vessels that are purpose-built, laden with explosives that we've seen used in the past couple days. All it takes is one shot and getting lucky, more than skill, that would cause problems for the United States Navy.
Any naval officer concerned about keeping the strait open will remember May 17, 1987, when 37 American sailors were killed on board the USS Stark, a Navy-guided missile frigate sent to escort tankers in the Persian Gulf after an Iraqi warplane mistook it for an Iranian ship. Shannon.
All right, Jen, thank you for the report, but don't go anywhere. We want you to stand by for a minute, and I know you're not going to love this, but we want to congratulate you, Jennifer, on receiving a First Amendment award from the Radio Television Digital News Association. This award celebrates efforts to promote responsible journalism and preserve the constitutionally guaranteed rights to do so.
I'm deeply honored to be here tonight.
Okay, so this white lady's getting some type of award. We are trying to have a, I guess, discussion tonight. I'm in a group on Telegram, and there are a bunch of people who are Pan-African YouTubers in this group. And I'm trying to get these guys to join in on a discussion with me. Bye, see you guys later. Love you. Get you guys to I'm trying to get these guys to join in on a discussion with me about this situation going on with the U.S.-Iran conflict, war, whatever you want to call it. What I'm learning very quickly is that you have a lot of black people globally who have a major issue with the United States, with Israel, over the situation that's going on in Iran. And they have a problem with it, but they really can't explain why. Why is a Persian Iranian dictatorship more appealing or appeasing to black, ethnically African people than an American government? Either way, Africa's not going to be controlling shit in this arrangement. But I'm just confused, really. I'm trying to understand, what does Africa benefit from Iran building a nuclear weapon? Like, what do they benefit? John Zola, Give me like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna bring you guys up here. I want all these brothers, whoever wants to come up, can come up, because I am at a loss to understand why I, as a black African man in this country of America, who benefits from the American hegemony, America basically being the #1 superpower in the world, dominating the field. I benefit. I'm black, living here. I benefit from that. I don't understand why my black African brothers who have zero business ties with Iranians, if they get sick, no Iranian's going to come to their aid. As a matter of fact, it will probably be the opposite. If Iran took over, they would probably, if Iran got a nuclear weapon, what the hell do you think they would do with Africa? That's my only question. If Iran got a nuclear weapon, what do you think they're going to do with Africa? Because from what I understand, my experience, my research, Iran is actively currently today trying to destabilize several African nations. All those terrorist groups, you guys accuse the United States is funding these terrorist groups. You know how y'all do. The United States is funding these terrorist groups. Guys, the reality is Iran is funding those terrorist groups. Stay with me. I'm just starting my camera over. The reality is Iran is funding those terrorist groups. And it's like, instead of acknowledging that fact, I mean, they literally admit these groups are getting like 50 million a month from Iran. And instead of acknowledging that fact, it's like the African people, they just want to continue to keep going with this basically lie that America and it's France and it's this and it's that. Guys, they've already tracked the money directly from Iran to Hezbollah, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, the Houthis, the Sudan, the whichever one, the Arabs is killing the blacks. They literally have already tracked all this money. Iran doesn't even deny it. That's what I would say is the worst part. Iran doesn't even deny that they are funding these groups. But we have Africans who, you know, as far as I'm seeing, they're really struggling to deal with these groups. They're really struggling to deal with these terrorist groups. But they're like, no, it has to be America. America's doing it. No, I'm going to let you come up because everyone's telling me I'm mistaken, and the link is going in. I'm mistaken. Guys, this is a fact. These are facts. And you're going to have to help me understand how Iran literally acknowledges that they fund these groups. These groups acknowledge that they're getting money from Iran. Other Middle Eastern countries literally say Iran is funding these terrorist groups. That's why they side with America. But is it just like, are we so far gone that we can't just accept reality for what reality is? Is that where we are right now? To where it's like, no, Brandon, we can't dare accept the idea that Iran could possibly be arming these groups. And it's like, dude, they're definitely arming the groups. Because if they're not, please tell me. Just show me the paper trail. That's all I'm asking. The link is in the comments, guys. You're welcome to come up whenever you're ready. Let me see. The link is in the comments. Please tell me. It's always the same story. Brandon, you're mistaken. Brandon, you're mistaken. Please show me the evidence that you have that is superior to the information given by like every country on the planet saying, no, this is what Iran does. They finance groups that seek to destabilize governments in African countries. Iran funded several bombings and terrorist attacks in Kenya. That's where I first learned about that. That's why I really don't like Iran a lot, because they literally were giving money to al-Shabaab to carry out terrorist attacks in Kenya. But no, Brandon, it has to be the United States. And I'm kind of talking to my bros, like, I'm like, you guys, there's gonna become we're gonna get to a certain point where we're gonna have to start being honest about these situations. Because the more you keep, a lot of this anti-American sentiment, a lot of this stuff didn't really come from black folks. A lot of this stuff was hardwired into black folks' brain by other groups who were hostile towards America. You got black Africans. Let me just line this up. You got black Africans in Ja. I don't know what's going on with your connection, but you're back here, but you're not connected yet. You have black Africans who get treated like absolute dog shit by Arabs in their own country, converting to Islam. You got black Africans who get treated like absolute dog shit when they go over to Arab nations to work. And they say, oh, but these nations are better than America. It's like that's your default programming, but is it really real? Like, we understand that you have to believe that for whatever reason, but is it real? Is your belief grounded in reality? Or is your belief grounded in folklore? That's my question. Is the belief grounded in reality, or is the belief grounded in folklore? Because I'm an American. That being the case, I feel like there's a part of me that represents what's going on. It represents America. I know I'm not just some like super shitty guy. I'm not some horrible human being. I feel like I'm a good guy. I'm a cool guy. I don't know what the hell's going on with this other camera, but we can switch back to. I think I'm a pretty cool guy. Why is it that my African brothers have such a hatred for where I'm from based on lies that they ultimately cannot prove? Like, just show me. I'm here. I'm here with you. We're all here together. Just show me. You have the right. I'm giving you my links. Come up. Tell me where to go. I'm going to go to those links. I'm going to look it up. Just show me. Please, please, please. See, one thing I really respect about, African people, they tend to be, unlike African American people, they tend to operate, well, they used to anyway. They tend to operate, in many cases based on facts. They respect science. They're pioneers in technology. They invent things, right? But it's like when it comes to geopolitics, they're totally fine with just going to La La Land, I guess. Like, it doesn't have to be real. It just has to sound good. And I'm looking at these dudes like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? I just sent them all the link in that group. One came over. One. And I'm giving you guys this. I'm taking my time to talk about this because it's like, I want you to understand something. When someone will lie to you but they've lied to themselves to convince themselves. But when they'll lie to you with zero evidence of anything they're saying, that really means they don't respect you. That's what that really means. When someone will lie to you, that really means they don't respect you. And I just think we all deserve better than that. I could be wrong, but I believe we all deserve better than that. What do you think? I want to see if I could share this entire screen. Boom. Okay. I'm going to share my entire screen real quick. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I'm sharing my entire screen right now. And I want to do that because I don't know why I have like a picture and a picture and a picture, but I don't know what that means, but whatever. I want to share my entire screen with you guys. And I want to ask AI in front of everyone. I want to ask AI in front of everyone. Oh, good, you guys, because that looks absolutely gorgeous up there. I'm glad I got the situation I have. But that's the technology. Okay, does Iran? This is how simple it is to find these answers, right? This is how simple it is. The links are still in the comments. Let me put it there one more time, so nobody. And this kind of tells me why a lot of these dudes stop watching my channel, because a lot of what we've been taught, a lot of what we've chosen to believe, is based on folklore and just hatred for America, just because America has what we don't have. Americans have what we don't have. But there's things that Africa has that we don't have in America. And vice versa. But how do you get there? By hating on America? That never works. Does Iran sponsor terrorist groups in Africa? Let's see what it says. Here we go. This is what I believe. This is what I learned years ago, 2016, 2015. This is what I learned when I talked to my friends in Kenya, when they were telling me about Boko Haram and all these groups. They were like, yeah, man, Iran is sponsoring a lot of these groups. I'm like, so like, how do you guys deal with this? They're like, we're working with the Americans. And you can talk to a Kenyan who's honest with you. Jai, you in the building. And you could talk to the Kenyans who are honest with you, who are older, and they will tell you, Brandon, these Boko Harams or Al-Shabaab, they were doing terrorist attacks fucking every weekend. You couldn't go anywhere. People were afraid to go to the mall, the store, the market. And then I happened to be there when they tried to carry out a terrorist attack in the CBD of Kenya. And I saw the difference. I was like, yo, and the Americans gave the Kenyan authorities intel, and the Kenyan authorities stopped the guy who was trying to blow up the car in the middle of CBD, which would have literally killed thousands of people. They actually searched the car, could not find the explosives. But the Americans were like, no, keep that car. Do not let it go. And they took the car to a garage. They totally dismantled the car. And like how they had these explosives in between like the floor of the car and like the muffler of the vehicle. It was like a false bottom on the car. And it was packed full of explosive. How do Kenyans benefit? This is my question. How do Kenyans benefit by getting blown up by Iranian-sponsored bombs detonated by Al-Shabaab? That's the question I need to know. That's all I'm trying to ask all these African dudes.
Can I answer that?
Okay, go ahead. Knock it out. How does America not warning them of that bomb detonating in CBD, blowing up thousands of Kenyans, how does that benefit Kenya?
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say peace to you and people who are watching. So I guess I would say that whatever group that you're talking about, Al-Shabaab, and then you mentioned like the other, terrorist groups in West Africa, like the JNIM, and you have ISWAP, Islamic State of West African Province. these groups are not aligned with Iran. Actually, these
They
are
are
Sunni.
100. They are 100% aligned with Iran.
Do you have evidence
There's
of that? Do you have
20
proof of
years,
that?
brother. Look at the screen. Look at the
Yeah,
screen.
the screen that you just posted. First of all, I'm driving, so I can't really read the notes on the screen.
Okay.
But the screen
This
that,
is simply
from what
AI.
I can see, it
This
says
is
Hezbollah.
simply AI. A basic question. I just typed it right here. It said, "Look, this is the question. This is the internet that we are all at the mercy of.
Okay.
Does Iran sponsor terrorist groups in Africa? Yes, they do. They have a well-documented. They have a. I'm gonna get there. Yes, they have a well-documented history of sponsoring militant groups, plotting attacks, and building covert networks across Africa to project influence and counter Western and Israeli interests. Right? So here, let's show you. Let me give you a list of some of the attacks that Iran has directly funded. Let's go to what I just was talking about. Embassy bombing at the U.S. federal court ruled in 2011 that Iran was at least partially liable for the 1998 al-Qaeda bombing of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, finding that Iran provided al-Qaeda with technical expertise for the truck bombs. So al-Qaeda goes to Iran because, Iran makes all the bombs. So a lot of these groups, they don't know how to make bombs. They learn from Iran. They say, look, we want to do this kind of bomb. They might go to them for consultation. Hey, man, how do we wire this type of bomb? What's the best way to get? Iran literally teaches them how to make the bombs.
Well,
and then they go to Africa.
Contradiction.
No, it's not. There's no contradiction. Then
No,
they go to
there is a
Africa.
contradiction. There is a contradiction because Iran, right? You have the IRGC. They're
go.
actively fighting these Al Qaeda and ISIS linked groups in
Where?
the Middle East.
Where?
In the Middle East.
Where specifically?
And so Syria, Iraq, those places. So the places where ISIS and Al Qaeda are, the IRGC are fundamentally against them. They're responsible for killing many of them. In fact, when General Qasem Soleimani passed away, a lot of the ISIS and Al Qaeda fighters in Iraq and Syria all celebrated because he was known to them as like the ISIS killing machine, the Al Qaeda killing machine. Many of them celebrated.
But do you know?
Even now today, you see the new president of Syria, Al Shara, right? This guy was a former member of Al Qaeda, a high-ranking member of Al Qaeda. He's actually joining in the war against Iran on the side of Israel in terms of like
yes,
Lebanon.
because he has agreements with America. But what I'm telling you is, these are like
what I'm showing you is that these Sunni groups, Al Qaeda and ISIS are Sunni fundamentalist.
What
groups,
I'm trying to
extremist
explain
groups.
to you,
in opposition to the
that
Shia
does
groups,
not
which is
mean
Iran.
anything at all. I used to be ignorant on it, so that type of nonsense would have worked on me maybe 2 years ago. But I've studied, I've learned. You guys are extremely dishonest or either ignorant on this situation. There are entire countries that are Shia ruled by Sunni leaders. There are entire areas that are Sunni that are ruled by Shia leaders. So all this, they're fundamentally opposed. Wait a minute, bro.
Because Iran is the only Shia
Can you let me answer
country
you?
in the
Can you
world.
let me answer you? You asked me a question. I'm going to give you a very clear, facts-based answers because the lies have to stop, Ja. The lies have to go away so we can move forward. So we won't be black men arguing and tooting booty up for Arab fucking demons in this bullshit.
Iranians are not
I'll
even
give you
Arabs,
the
but
first.
continue.
I'll give you the first example. Iraq. Saddam Hussein, who is a Sunni, invaded Iran because he was afraid that the Shia Iranian leader would turn the Shias in Iraq against him. That was one of the primary reasons he invaded Iran. They had a whole war over this where Sunni leaders suspected that Iranian leadership would turn their Shia populations against them. Iran funds Shia and Sunni terrorists because
You have no
Iran,
idea what you're talking
this
about.
is a 100% fact. You can type it in your AI.
I know that Iraq had-
I can pull
listen,
up the
Iraq and
Iranian.
Iran had a
I can
war
pull up. I can
that
call the
Iraq
Iranians.
started.
I know
Iraq
personally.
invaded Iran.
Listen,
You know that,
I can
right?
call the Iranians personally, who I know. They will tell you as well. They will confirm this AI stuff that Iran sponsors both Sunni and Shia terrorists. The whole Sunni and Shia, they oppose bull fucking shit, bro. We used to believe that. Those days are over. Iran will give Sunni terrorists
literally
money.
Iran, literally most of the countries in the region, right? Those most Islamic countries in the region, you have Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar. They're against Iran, which is a Shia majority country.
But do you know why they are against? This is what I keep trying to tell you, but you don't want to hear it. The reason why these countries are against Iran is because when the Ayatollah got to power, he started a campaign where he was trying to turn the Shia populations in those countries against the Sunni leadership. If you go back to the 80s, go back to the 80s, the Shia populations were having riots, protests, all that, uprisings against their Sunni leadership. And that is what made those countries turn against Iran. They didn't turn against Iran because they just hate Shia. Iran, the Ayatollah, purposely tried to call, he said, the Ayatollah said, clerics have authority over heads of state and even over monarchs. And he encouraged the Shia populations to rise up against their Sunni leaders. And some of them did. Some of them did not.
You know the reason for that, right? And I'm not
what I'm doing is I'm trying to give context to the audience.
To a degree, when you talk about that, I somewhat agree with you. But
it's not somewhat. This is a fact.
No, because
you can find this.
For that, hold on. The reason for that is because many of these leaders, leaders of like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, they don't represent what the people on the ground want, right?
What do the people want, bro?
These people, the leaders of these countries, they secretly align with Israel. They
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
And the Palestinians.
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
The people of those countries don't align with
bro, you swear Palestinians are innocent. Let me ask you a question.
I'm not saying that they're innocent.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
I mean, they got their land taken.
Let me just ask you a simple question. Did Lebanon take their land?
Did Lebanon
Did the Christians in Lebanon take Palestinians' land?
No.
Okay, so tell me this: when Israelis came and when Israel came and took Palestinian land, as y'all say,
their land, okay,
a lot of
Palestinians. That's the first injustice.
That's
right?
fine. I'm not here to argue justice, okay? Because there's so much injustice in the Middle East. Why pick one example and then ignore the rest?
Yeah, because we just got to look at the history of these.
And I'm looking at the history. Y'all don't want to look at the history.
So it starts with that.
You guys want to
literally
listen. What I'm going to tell. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. This is the grievance. Palestinians got displaced. Several countries allowed Palestinians to come in their country. One of those being Lebanon. The Palestinians came into Lebanon. At that time, it was a Christian majority country. The Palestinians, Muslims, started a civil war in these people's country. Imagine your neighbor. You like, yeah, you can come stay with me. We start a civil war with you in your own country, build up a terrorist group called Hezbollah that is now, funded by Iran, by the way, that is now more powerful than the government of Lebanon. And you can't tell me that Hezbollah is not funded by Iran. Why the hell?
The groups that are aligned with.
I'm going to ask you a very simple question.
Hezbollah and
I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Lebanon has never been an enemy of Iran. Palestinians came into Iran as guests. They were refugees. Into Lebanon. Lebanon helped them. They were hurt. They helped them. They got in the country. They acted like the worst house guests ever. They started civil war. Iran, because they hate Christians, funded Hezbollah, a terrorist group, to the point where Hezbollah was able to amass 150,000 missiles. And now the Lebanese government can't even follow the will of the majority, because if they do, Hezbollah, the terrorist group, is just going to start killing all the elected officials, and they've done it in the past. How are they the good guys?
There's no such thing as good or bad.
So stop condemning Israel then. Stop condemning Israel then.
Has their interest.
Don't bring Israel to my table if there's no such thing as good guys and bad guys.
Yeah, everyone has their interest. I'm just saying that what happens, the reason why you have even a Palestinian movement or a resistant movement is because of this injustice that happened. If we just look at it,
There's no injustice.
standpoint,
There's no
hold on.
injustice.
If we look at history from an objective standpoint, we can say, all right, this is the reasoning behind these Palestinians, these Hamas, why they're resisting against Israel, why they're fighting against Israel, is because of what happened to them. They believe that they have their land taken from them, stolen from them.
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. You're mad at Israel because Israel was smart. Lebanon was dumb. They trusted the Palestinians. Palestinians came in. We saw. This is unfair.
I'm not mad at Israel for that.
Did the
I don't have any
Palestinians?
issues with Israel.
Okay, that's
the only
fine.
issue I have with Israel or
You
the
brought,
Zionists is their influence on
as
our
a
country.
black man,
that's
you
the
should
only
have
issue.
no issue with Israel because Israel ain't
No,
doing
I have an
nothing to
issue
you.
with the Zionists that are controlling our country.
Listen, man.
This
listen.
war
Let me
for Iran is a war for Israel.
Let me tell you
Literally.
this. Let me tell you this. No. Look, I don't believe that, but let's keep going. And even if it is, I think it's a good war.
When I just posted in the group, right?
The
Pentagon, right? Our intelligence community came out and said that Iran wasn't even building a
what
nuclear
I
weapon.
want to do,
So
what I want to
issue do we have
do,
with them?
what I want to do is I want to get to this. I want to kill the idea that there's good guys and bad guys.
I just said it wasn't good guys and bad guys.
And what I want to point out the truth, and the truth needs to be established that Israel was highly intelligent in the way they handled the Palestinians. Because
but you just said that the Iran were the bad guys. You're the one that came with this notion of good and bad.
I never said Iran was bad. I never said Iran was bad.
If you play it back, you was like, well, how are the good guys?
That's all. Yes, but did I say they were bad? I said, how are they the good guys?
Don't bring the notion of good and bad.
You just said
this has nothing to do with good or bad. This is every country has its interests.
You just said that I said that Iran was bad. I just said that nobody's good. So I'm trying to figure out, talking to my black brothers.
You said how are they the good guys?
Yes, I know.
They're bad. The bad guys. Quote unquote.
No, just because I'm asking how it's you guys are equating them to be good guys. That's why I'm saying how are they good guys?
No one to be a good guy or a bad guy. I'm just saying that Iran has this grievance, and the grievance with America and Iran is a historical grievance, right? And it starts with the 1953 when America came and was behind the overthrow of their Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh. This is the starting point. So as an American, as a black American, I look at this and say our country
before we go
in these regime change wars.
Before you go with the bullshit baby mama crybaby, no, bro, you listen. You keep on going onto tangents, and that's good. If you want to. I'm trying to just establish one thing and then establish another thing. That's it, because we're trying to get to the truth of the matter. Regurgitating historical points that have been used to emotionally draw people out, it gets nowhere. I'm asking you a very simple question.
In order for us to understand what's happening, the conflicts that we're seeing, we have to look at it from a geopolitical stance, objectively. And
you're not looking at it objectively.
Well.
You're not looking at it objectively, because I have never heard any of you discuss the fact that Palestinians went into Lebanon, basically overthrew their government, created a terrorist group, and now is holding that government hostage. And y'all saying
Hezbollah is not a Palestinian
one? Yes, it is.
What are you
yes,
talking
it is.
No, it's
All
not.
right.
These are Lebanese people who are Hezbollah.
Man.
This is a movement within their own country.
It is a Muslim group.
Yes, but it's a Shia movement. Palestinians are not even Shia; they're Sunni. What are you talking about? They're not.
What I'm trying, dude, stop.
Those Hezbollah
stop
guys are
with the
defending
Sunni
the
and
Palestinians.
Shia crap, bro. No. You want people to believe. See, we are in America, so we look at things like Bloods and Crips, right? Right. So it's one. But what you not being honest about is there is so much overlap between Shia and Sunni.
No, I know that there's overlap.
Okay,
I'm just saying that.
Okay, if you knew that, why do you keep bringing up the fact that one is Shia and one's Sunni?
Because there's context and there's complexities. And the Shia and Sunni situation is a fundamental disagreement that these groups have.
What I am telling you is...
But it's very complex because, look, you have Palestinians who are majority Sunni, but they're being supported by Shia groups like Hezbollah, Houthis, and the IRGC.
So why do we keep bringing up
the Sunni countries like Saudi Arabia, who are pretty much, have the rhetoric that they support them, but they align with the people. You mean because
you mean no. You mean Saudi Arabia because their country wants to live in peace.
I mean, I guess
Jordan,
I'm
because
sure
those
they
countries
wanna-
want to
they
live in
capitulated.
peace.
They capitulated to the West because at
No,
at
it's
one
not
point they fought against Israel,
Bro,
and now they capitulated.
Bro, because you don't want to go join the local gang, does that mean you capitulated to it? No, you want to live in peace. You don't want to live fight. See, this is what you don't understand. And this is where the black man take his mind and go back to middle school. Making money and fucking bitches is better than dying and getting blown up in the desert. That's what
great.
Saudi Arabia. Wait a minute. That's what
That's
Saudi
respectful
Arabia.
for them, but
That's what
Iran is
Saudi.
different.
Wait a
Iran-
minute. You said I was cutting you off. Now you cutting me off because you
Yeah,
don't
my
like
fault,
what
my
I'm
fault,
saying.
My fault. Go ahead.
Okay, this is why we have conflict as black men. Making money and fucking bitches is better than getting blown up in the desert. Saudi Arabia, my in-laws live there right now in Riyadh. They're there. They would rather make money, hire my father-in-law as a consultant for the oil refineries, have the females thrive. Jordan, the same thing. Oman, same thing. Abu Dhabi, same thing. UAE, same
Their
thing.
female
Qatar,
is thriving.
Qatar, Kuwait.
Their females are thriving.
Listen, man, I'm trying to tell you. I said thrive.
Well,
I didn't
Saudi
say
Arabia,
nothing.
the women
See,
just
now we
got-
going for look.
Oh, okay.
Now
I
you're
got
a
it,
feminist
I got it.
now.
My fault,
Now
my
you're a
fault.
feminist. This is what I'm telling
I'm
y'all.
not a feminist, but it's like
Y'all be
I'm
on
not
me.
a feminist. I'm not a
My
feminist at all.
audience,
But
my
with
audience
the- with
puts
the-
my
what's
feet
happening
to
with
the
the women
fire.
in Saudi Arabia is
Bro,
not
listen, man,
equal at all,
listen.
so.
My audience holds my feet to the fire. Brandon this, Brandon that, Brandon. Bro, I've evolved past this nonsense. I start telling the truth, this man becomes a feminist. I start talking about another truth, now all of a
it's
sudden
not
he's a
a matter of being
sympathizer
a
of
feminist,
Palestine.
bro. What the hell?
Bro, what are you talking about? Their women are thriving. Who gives a fuck about what their women are doing? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Are the women going to thrive under Iran?
Bro, didn't you just brought up?
Are
and said
the
that
women going to
thriving
thrive under Iran? Because I'm going with the side
Yeah,
that you
actually.
guys are taking. When
Alright,
we start
get to your
talking about,
point so I can,
yeah, I would if you stopped interrupting. When we
Alright,
get
my
to, when we're
fault.
talking about Iran versus U.S., we're not talking about women's rights. We're not talking about LGBT because Iran don't believe in none of those things. We're talking about why are African men who are Pan-Africans supporting Iran over America when it is a proven fact that Iran sponsors terrorist groups in Africa that destabilize Africa.
You
And
still haven't.
wait a minute, let me finish. I did. I pulled it up. I pulled it up right in front of your face. You don't want to accept it, but I definitely pulled it up. So anyway, I
Because
pulled it
that's
up.
not telling. That's
Here
not
we go.
saying that.
Here we go.
Those groups
It-
the groups
Does
that are
Iran
destabilizing
sponsor
Africa.
terrorist groups in Africa? Let's say it again for you, bro.
No,
I'll do it
no,
like you
the-
fight.
that- no.
Does
I don't agree,
Iran?
no.
Let me read this again. Does Iran sponsor terrorist groups in Africa? What is it? Do you want to read it? Do you want to read it?
Ask the chat GPT because since that's where you get most of your information from, which is
No, I knew this
mean,
long
you
before
gotta
I
read- you gotta
I knew
understand
this
history.
before there
You can't
was a
rely on
chat
just
GPT. I've been
But
saying
what I'm
this
telling you that
before there was chat
which groups that
GPT.
Iran, which
we
groups,
go.
which terrorist groups in Africa are Iran supporting? Ask it that.
Dude, all of them, every last one,
No, that's
every
not
last
true,
one.
bro. That's not
How
true.
do you know that? How do you know that?
That's
How
not
do you
true
he,
because
look?
these
He
groups are
doesn't
fundamental-
listen. He doesn't know which
You
groups
have-
they're funding. Wait, you don't. You don't know which. I'm after this point. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. You don't know what groups they're funding, but you also know that they're not funding all of them. You got the floor.
No, I know that. I know for a fact, right? Well, I can't say for a complete fact, right? I'm not gonna say for a complete fact. But I would say this: those groups that you're talking about in Africa, right? You have the one in Somalia. What is it called again? Al Shabaab. You have Al Shabaab. You have JNIM. You have ISIS, Al Qaeda, ISWAP. Right? These are the ISWAP and ISWAP and JNIM. Those are the groups that are fighting in the Sahel, right? The AS. These groups are align themselves with Al Qaeda and ISIS. Al Qaeda and ISIS are enemies to the IRGC. They are enemies to Iran. I'm telling you that.
They're
literally
enemies to Iran now, but they weren't
they've
always
been
enemies. To,
They've
All
been
man.
enemies for a long
Since
time.
when?
What are you talking about?
Since when? How
Bro,
long?
Since 9/11, bro. Since 9/11, bro. When Iran, at the time, the president of Iran during 9/11 gave his condolences to America. They did not align with Al Qaeda or ISIS at all. They never did, bro. The IRGC and Hezbollah actively fights these groups in Syria and Iraq. And this is why you have the president of Syria now, who was a a former member of Al Qaeda. He's against Iran. He's aligning with Israel to fight against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense that you're trying to. This is like a coping mechanism.
It's not a coping mechanism because I don't.
Let me tell you, something.
I could care less.
I used to be in the streets. I used to be in the streets, bro. I used to be in the streets, right? And when I first joined the gang, they said, "Man, Bloods and Crips don't fuck with each other." Then I saw Bloods and Crips selling dope together. Then I saw Bloods and Crips.
You're talking about a degenerate fucking gang.
And Iran is degenerate. Iran is degenerate. Terror. So you're saying. So you're saying that Iran and terrorist groups are upstanding citizens.
No, I don't know. What I'm saying is that Iran has their system, they have their culture, and I don't think Americans should impede on that. That's my position. I'm against our foreign policy, our interventionist foreign policy that goes into the Middle East and gets entangled into these everlasting wars that don't benefit us, and we don't never see results from it. For example, we went into Afghanistan and fought a war in Afghanistan.
Are you okay? Okay.
For over 20 years, and
let me ask you a question.
And now the Taliban is in control.
Are you okay with this question?
What was the point of that?
I want to know if you're okay with this question. Do Al Qaeda and ISIS receive support from Iran? Are you okay with that question? Do Al Qaeda and ISIS receive support from Iran? Are you okay with that question?
Much of a broad question. No. Ask do the African terrorist groups, do they align with Iran?
I've already said that. Ask that question. It's at the top. You didn't want to accept the answer. Right here. Does Iran sponsor terrorist groups in Africa? Yes. You didn't like that answer. So then you said, well, ask it specifically.
Read it. Which one?
Hold on, brother.
Break it down. Read it. Read it.
That's what we've been doing this whole time.
Because right now I'm driving, so I can't even.
I get it, but you losing this conversation. Okay, so
I don't rely on ChatGPT for my
you don't have to, bro. I knew this.
I actually study history and
we're
read books
using
and
ChatGPT. We're using ChatGPT for convenience and expediency.
ChatGPT isn't always correct. You know
Bruh,
that, right?
I bet you it's more correct than you. I bet you it's more correct than you.
That's
Because
your opinion.
the first thing, because if the audience was watching this, when we first said what ChatGPT said, he said, I agree to a certain extent.
ChatGPT has so many different lies. Like you can't rely
said,
on
brother,
Wikipedia
when I read what
ChatGPT.
this is Gemini, by the way. When I read what Gemini said, you said I agree to a certain extent. So now it's a lie? It kind of seems like if it doesn't
the reason why
agree
I agree to a certain extent because there's no.
That means there's some truth to it. That means there's some truth to it.
Yeah, I mean,
we understand there's nuance. We're grown.
But it's nuance and it's complex.
We are adults. We know there is nuance in the world. But what we know for a fact is that there is money coming from Iran going to terrorist groups in Africa. We know that. If you bet your life on that not being the case,
you haven't
you'd
pointed
be
to
dead.
Which terrorist groups are they funding? You have to
listen.
Tell me which
I
groups.
said all of them because in my research they have connections with every last one of them.
And I say this is not true.
But and this is what you said. You said no, they don't because they hate Al Qaeda, they hate Iran, they hate ISIS. So I punch it, and you actually asked me. You actually asked me to type this into Gemini. I'm typing it in because you're saying Al Qaeda and ISIS have nothing to do with Iran. And I'm telling you that that's not true. I know that's not true for a fact because Al Qaeda was using. This is how your brain. I don't even need ChatGPT. Look, World Trade Center was bombed in 2001. ChatGPT was not invented at that time. If Al Qaeda and Iran have nothing to do with each other, how in the world was Al Qaeda using roadside bombs made in Iran to blow up U.S. troops? I'll let you think about that.
Wait.
Ain't nothing to wait. Wait for what?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're talking because you're jumping from point to point. You're talking about.
I'm not jumping from nothing.
Talking about
there's one point here.
Do at 9/11.
Al Qaeda has involvement with Iran. That is the point I am making. That is a fact.
They don't even fuck with each other. I'm trying to tell
all
you.
right, man. I'm gonna put it in chat. We gonna put it in Gemini. We gonna see if Gemini agree with me or with this. They don't fuck with. You're still on Bloods and Crips, and that ain't how they move.
It's not about Bloods and Crips, bro.
I just put the question in Gemini.
I'm telling you, those specific groups.
Okay, let me
Hezbollah
finish.
and the IRGC are against Al
Listen,
Qaeda and ISIS. These are
every
enemies
time-
to each other. But
every time-
hold on, just because Al Qaeda and Al Qaeda are Sunni Muslim fundamentalist groups, that don't mean that Iran they don't fuck with them because they're Sunni. That's what I'm trying to show you the complexity. Because Hamas is a Sunni majority group, and Iran supports them. So that's what I'm saying. Is nuance to it.
No, I'm not saying there's not nuance, but you're making hard statements that are not true. Listen, man. Black folks gonna understand shit the way we want it to understand it, so it could fit what we want to believe. I don't give a fuck about which way is what. I'm looking objectively. I typed a very simple question into ChatGPT. I've already known this. This was documented facts that they were planting roadside bombs in Afghanistan that were blowing up U.S. troops that were made in Iran. If you didn't know that, that's your ignorance. That's not because it's a lie. That's because you didn't know about it. That's fine with me. But everyone else in the world knows about this.
The Taliban
Let me finish.
And Al Qaeda are two different
I'm
things.
going to read this. Everybody's going to
Okay.
see this. I'm going to read this. Does Al Qaeda and ISIS receive support from Iran? The relationship between Iran and these two groups is fundamentally different. While
Thank
Iran views ISIS as a mortal enemy and has
Thank
fought
you.
them extensively, its relationship with Al Qaeda is a complex mix of pragmatic cooperation and strategic dissension. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You said that
Okay.
they don't fuck
Keep going,
with them
keep
at
going,
all.
keep reading,
No,
keep reading.
but wait. So first point, you lose. You said they don't
That's
fuck
not
with
a
them
loss,
at all.
bro. Because no,
That
they're
is.
enemies
That
to Al
means
Qaeda
what
as
you
well,
said
bro.
is not true. That means what you said is not true.
Ask ChatGPT,
You said.
you're-
Listen, bro.
ask
We're not gonna
ChatGPT,
keep. We're not
does the
gonna keep
IRGC
revising the question. We asked a very
just
simple
ask
question.
If IRGC
Ja.
are they enemy to Al Qaeda? It's gonna
We
tell you
asked
yes.
a very simple question, and ChatGPT gave us a very simple answer. You don't like the answer, so you are doing what makes black people discredited all over the world. You're now trying to revise the question so the answer can fit what you want to believe. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just believe what
I actually studied.
I'm gonna believe what it says right here,
I'm not
and I'm gonna say this. You were right about
you don't
ISIS.
study it.
Listen, bro. No, don't tell me what I study. Don't tell me what I study. Now you're
I'm
trying to
saying you
attack.
gotta rely on
Now,
ChatGPT.
this
I'm
is
gonna
what we
call
do
Johnny.
best.
I don't need to
This
rely
is what we
on
do
AI.
best, bro. This is what we
You
do
feel me?
best. When the black man corrects us, we now have to challenge his intelligence. We're not going to do that. I'm not challenging your.
intelligence.
Yes,
Wait,
you
wait,
are.
wait. I'm
You're
not even
saying that
challenging or attacking your
You're
intelligence.
saying
I'm
I
that
have to
when it
rely on
comes to
ChatGPT.
geopolitics, I don't think you understand.
I
it.
have to rely on ChatGPT when I've been saying this shit for you.
You do. I'm driving.
All right,
I'm
man.
sitting here driving
Now
the
you're gonna
tunnel right
overtalk.
now.
Now you're gonna
Tunnel.
overtalk me to discredit me. I'm just asking because
Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
let you say what you want to say, and I then typed in what you said. We're not gonna challenge intelligence because we didn't get the answer we wanted.
I'm not trying to challenge your
You
intelligence.
were right
but-
about
so-
one. You were right about one group. You were wrong about the other group.
No. So now that you said that, right? Ask
Have you
ChatGPT.
ever been to Iran? Have you ever been to
ChatGPT.
Iran?
No, I've never been
Okay,
to Iran. No.
so you have as much information as I do, even though I've been to the Middle East more times than you.
No, but
I'm not saying that makes me an expert.
Sure, I mean, if you
We all have the same information and tools at our disposal. You've been
some
believing
people are more
bullshit.
red. No. Some people are more red than others.
You got up here and said Shias and Sunnis don't fuck with each other, and I proved that they actually do. So I'm dumb and wrong about that too.
No. I'm saying these specific groups don't fuck with each other. I'm not saying that religions don't fuck with each other.
Sunni
These
and
specific
Shia
groups-
fuck with each other when they need to, especially with terrorism.
Yes, but I'm not saying that they don't. I just told you that the Hamas, Iran supports them. This is Hamas is Sunni,
And Iran
IRGC,
also
Iran is
supports
Shia.
Al
They
Qaeda.
support
And
them.
Iran also supports Al Qaeda. That's what I'm
That.
saying.
You got to dive in deep. Continue to read.
I don't need to
Continue
dive.
read.
Okay, so ISIS, they're direct enemies. You were right about that. They don't fuck with ISIS. Iran and ISIS are on opposite sides of a violent sectarian and geopolitical divide. There's no credible evidence of Iran supporting ISIS. In fact, they are actively at war. But here's what we do. Gemini is credible when it says what we want to believe. So Ja is going to say, yeah, that's true. Gemini is right about that. But as soon as Gemini say something you don't want to believe, he's going to say, you can't rely on Gemini.
Continue to read the Al Qaeda part. Continue to read that part.
Okay, I'm going to go to Al Qaeda. The relationship between Iran and Al Qaeda is much more shrouded in mystery. While they are also ideologically opposed, they have maintained a marriage of convenience based on their shared hatred of the United States. Safe haven. Since the fall of the Taliban in 2001, Iran has hosted several top Al Qaeda leaders. While Iran often claims that these individuals are under house arrest, the U.S. and UN have reported that Iran allows them to operate a core facilitation pipeline to move money and fighters across the region. They don't fuck with them at all, but they let them come into their country and give them protection from America and the UN. But they don't fuck with them at all. We're going to keep
talking about Al Qaeda or Taliban?
I said Al Qaeda right there. You're doing what my freaking baby mama do. I'm gonna read it again.
I'm trying to confirm.
I'm gonna read it again. Since the fall of the Taliban in 2001, Iran has hosted several top Al Qaeda leaders. Al Qaeda leaders. While Iran often claims these individuals are under house arrest, the U.S. and UN have reported that Iran allows them to operate a core facilitation pipeline to move money and fighters across the region. Mortal enemies hate each other, want to kill each other, but let you come in my country, live in my country peacefully, and allows you to move your terrorists across my country.
Yeah. So
okay.
I would say this, right? This goes back to what I said at the beginning.
It doesn't matter what you would say. Do you acknowledge this?
Yeah, no. Okay. If that's what it could be.
You break it up a little bit. You break it up a little bit, Ja. I think the lead. Go ahead, Ja. You there?
Is it just him or everybody? Can you hear me?
No, you good. I can hear.
Okay.
I'm coming to you right now. Let me finish reading this real quick. So the new Afghanistan, in recent years, U.S. officials have described Iran as the new headquarters for Al-Qaeda. It is widely believed that Al-Qaeda's current de facto leader, Saif al-Adel, has lived in Iran for years. Historical ties. A U.S. federal court ruled that Iran was partially liable for the U.S. embassy bombing in Africa. Bombings, plural, in Africa. Finding that Iran provided Al-Qaeda with the technical training needed for the large-scale truck bombs used in those attacks. Now, why are African people defending Iran, who actively teaches, funds terrorist groups that come in and destabilize African countries, impacting their ability to make money from tourism, trade, and everything else? I'm the coon, I'm the traitor, because I hate Iran. But that's because I already knew what they were doing in Africa. And I know what they will do in Africa if they don't have somebody like the United States bombing their ass to smithereens. I'm telling you right now, if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, you can kiss Africa goodbye. Those Muslims will do what they've done always historically. They will come into Africa and they'll take every fucking thing that those Africans got and they'll say, well, if you don't let us take it, we'll hit you with a nuke. Well, that is the nature of these people.
Well, China's doing it without a nuke. So, I mean, what's the difference?
But China is the number one trade partner of America. So if America say, hey, cut that shit out, what does China have to do? They have to stop. They can't. We're learning right now in real time. China cannot challenge America because China is sitting in the South China Sea watching America cut off their lifeline when it comes to oil, and they're doing nothing.
Well,
most countries will go to war if you threaten their energy supply. China is sitting there quiet as a mouse.
Right. Well, can I say this about Iran? Iran is the kind of country that, like, they throw their rock and hide their hand, kind of a thing. As you can see in Iraq, they are like the father of the roadside bomb that killed hundreds, if not thousands, of U.S. troops while they were in Iraq. They were those roadside bombs were the technicality, how they were produced and everything were pretty much Iran. You know, they killed American troops, but they denied it because they said they weren't part of Al Qaeda or ISIS or whatever. But I will agree with the guy in this sense because Al Qaeda and ISIS, they're mainly Sunni organizations, and Iran is hardcore Shiite, and they want to be at the top of the food pile on the food pile of Islam, and supersede Saudi Arabia, who has Mecca, and they're Sunnis too. So I don't think that they're in cahoots with Al Qaeda and ISIS, you know, kind of per se, because they both hate each other. I mean, they think that
They're
the
100.
Shiites are apostates, the way they, you know, with their symbolism and what they do and everything else. So the Sunnis really don't like the Shiites because of how they practice Islam.
Okay, what I'm telling you right now is you're wrong.
Okay, well.
Said the same. Ja said the same thing, right?
No, I read through the whole thing. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But what I'm telling you is, I just read this, but before you got up, I was explaining to people, as black people in America, we do not have a grasp on the relationship of Sunnis and Shia. Because what I learned a couple of months ago is that there are Shia populations that are ruled by Sunnis, and there are Sunni populations that are ruled by Shia.
Well, Iraq with Saddam Hussein, he was
And
Sunni, but he ruled over a majority Shiite
and that is
country.
the exact example that I gave. And I'm telling you, they fuck with each other, especially when it comes to terrorism. Bro,
Well,
I just read to you that Iran is
I-
letting Al Qaeda members live in their.
but
I
see,
just read to you.
at the end of the day, they one wants to be on top, and they're not
That's
in
fine. Iran
that
is on
deep.
top. Iran is on top. Iran
Well,
punks every other country in the Middle
well,
East. They're on
Iran,
top.
Hezbollah, yes,
They
but
have the biggest population. They have the most money. They have the most oil. They dominate.
they don't have the most. They don't have the most money. The Saudis have the most money. The Qataris have the most money. The
But
Bahrainis
Iran,
have the
but
most money.
Iran has the most money with weapons and military and
They have the most technology and military.
and
They produce their own missiles. They produce
and
their own
influence.
drones.
Iran has the most influence in a lot of ways because Ayatollah looks at himself as like the head dog of Islam. But what
No,
I'm
there's
telling
more
you,
Sunnis than Shiites.
we know that they're the minority. But what I'm telling you is they fuck with each other. Al Qaeda leaders are living in Iran right now.
Well,
Al
we're
Qaeda.
gonna disagree on
No,
that
we
point.
cannot disagree on
But
fact.
yes, we can. Like, I mean,
No, we
you have a
can't.
different
It's a
take.
fact. Okay,
Well, no,
if you don't
well,
fuck,
I mean, let me tell you the danger in Iran. The
if you
danger
don't,
in Iran.
wait a minute. All right, if you don't mess with somebody, why would you let them come stay in your house?
Yeah, but you have like they're like a vast network. I mean, I would be more prone to say Hezbollah, but you can say Hezbollah, but Hezbollah doesn't attack anybody outside of Israel.
What do
So
you,
how are they
Hezbollah,
a terrorist organization? Like, you know,
Hezbollah is a 100% terrorist organization,
but they
and
only attack
Iran
Israel.
and Iran funded
Who,
Hezbollah and
who
still
has
funds
Hezbollah
Hezbollah.
attacked outside of Israel?
We could Google it. We could Gemini it. But
Go ahead.
what I'm telling you, I will right now. But what I'm telling you is, with Al Qaeda, they have cooperation. They are opposed, but they share common enemies. They use each other to target the U.S. and Israel, and the leaders live in Iran under quote unquote supervision. Why would you let Al Qaeda leaders live in your country if you are their mortal enemies? You would tell Israel and America, "Hey, take them. Give us $5 billion, and we'll let you have all of them." They're literally protecting them.
Well, I don't know if Iran has ISIS and Al Qaeda
No, not
terrorist
ISIS.
training
They don't
training
fuck with
camps
ISIS. They don't
or
fuck
Al
with
Qaeda
ISIS.
terror training camps in their
They also gave out.
territories.
And remember,
I don't know.
remember, what did we say about the roadside bombs? Iran provided Al Qaeda those roadside bombs to blow up U.S. troops.
Yes, well, yeah, of course.
So
But
how
they
you say they
also
don't fuck with 'em?
they also provided it to the Shiite groups with Muqtada al-Sadr, Sadr City. All those are Shiites, and they wanted to have control, and so
You have
they
to
did it
stop
too.
looking
Along,
at
it
it.
was yeah.
Once you stop looking at it, like I just told bro this same example. When I became a Crip, I was told that Bloods didn't fuck with Crips, and Crips didn't mess with Bloods. But once I got into the gang and started moving through the mix, I saw Bloods and Crips selling dope together. Bloods and Crips forming cliques and little sub gangs with each other. And I said, damn. So it's not just absolute opposition. They work together when it is opportune, when it's opportune time.
Right.
And they can benefit.
Right.
So
Okay.
we have to stop looking at these dudes like Bloods and Crips and understand that the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I
And
don't
these
think
people,
it's to the extent that you are portraying it to, but
I'm telling
we're
you,
just going to disagree on that. I mean,
that's fine. That's fine. But
move
what I'm
on.
going
I
to do
mean,
is
you
I'm going to point at facts. They give them weapons. They let them stay in their. Let me finish. You just said they give Al Qaeda roadside bombs. You just said that.
Iraq isn't even that hot spot anymore.
It doesn't
There's
matter.
no roadside
It
bombs
doesn't
now where
matter where
American troops are being blown up.
It doesn't matter if Iraq is whatever.
Well,
All that
where are
matters
roadside
is
bombs being used right now?
if they
that
were. We're not
Americans are
talking
being
about
blown
right
up?
now today. We're talking about historically.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. What matters is when those enemies, Al Qaeda needs something, Iran say, "Here, we'll sell you something." And then when they leaders are on the run, Iran said, "Yo, y'all can come live here." Like, RF, when I was 19 years old, I had a fat, ugly girl named Keisha. She was my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Keisha was so fat and ugly, and she was taller than me. I didn't want nobody to know that I was fucking with her. So when people would see me, they'd be like, "You fuck with Keisha?" Man, I don't fuck with her. Late night, I was running up in her. That's the same thing that they doing with Al Qaeda. They fucking with each other.
Well,
but
remember when I first said that Iran...
they are taking advantage of American ignorance and lack of context on the region. And we don't fuck with them, but we giving them bombs. We giving them weapons. We giving them money.
Yeah, but to me, this isn't what we're doing in Iran right now isn't even about terrorism. To me, it's about Iran. Pretty much they are producing ballistic missiles and drones at such a rate that they can get to a point where they can hold the entire region hostage for LNG, gas, and everything, the Straits of Hormuz, because you can only have so many defensive weapons. If I barrage you with 1,000 missiles and you have 500 defensive missiles, you're going to run out soon. And I'm producing these missiles at such a rate that you're going to be held, or I'm going to destroy your beautiful capitals all over the Gulf and the Middle East. So we could not let them get to the point to where it's like, especially not have a nuclear weapon, because you gotta understand, Iran is like an apocalyptic type. They're like Pentecostals of Islam, Shiites. They got to do something apocalyptic to bring back, their leader in order to produce a new world. And so you think that they're not they don't want to use a nuclear bomb because they don't care about that kind. They don't care about dying and stuff like that because they are an apocalyptic, almost cult like. So we can't allow them to have enough ballistic missiles and drones to where we can't defend ourselves, and two, a nuclear bomb. They're even crazier than Kim Jong-un if they got a nuke. So that's the main point.
So why do we have all these black men picking sides? Iran. America's bad, which I don't think any of them are good or bad. I think Iran is bad. I think Iran's bad because I think Iran wants to kill everybody with a nuke. Why are we picking sides when if the U.S. win, we keep going? Iran win, we're fucked. Especially Africa. Africa. And I said this a long time ago. There's something about African people, continental Africans, where they don't perceive, danger the same as everybody else. And I said that's one of the reasons I believe it was easy for the white man to come in and kind of like dog them out. Because it's like they don't, it's almost there's certain things that they don't think are possible. Like
Africans are delusional.
That can't happen. I go to Africa. I say, dude, what if this happen? No, it can't. I'm like, dude, it can. I watch. There was a lady in the apartment building where my apartment is, and she would let her kids like play on the roof. So these like Egyptian dudes moved in, some like white Arabic Egyptian dudes. And these kids are like running in and out of these dudes' houses. They would do the same with me. They running in my house and running out and hi, coming in. And I was just like looking at, and I said, these people really don't realize that there's real perverts and pedophiles out here. They kids is all up in people's houses. We don't know these Arab dudes. And Arab dudes love some boy booty. Your sons is up here and they 3 years old, 4 years old, run up in these people's houses. there's a lack of situational awareness. And I can't just put on Africans because I think black people globally have this issue. We don't have situational awareness. If this country gets a nuclear weapon, you're going to have a problem on your hands.
But you got people like Joy Reeves. Black people don't think about things strategically. They just think, oh, America bad. And, they give in to any kind of propaganda that somebody tells them. They don't even, you will tell them, okay, if you want to destroy the U.S. right now, destroy it. They don't understand. Your whole life is tied to the U.S. You don't even know how people live in these other countries. They think everything is given to them here. They don't understand the thing like in other countries, in Africa, you don't work, you don't eat. There ain't no public assistance programs.
No welfare.
They don't no welfare. See, they don't think about things. They just think it's gonna be like this forever. You don't have to protect freedom. You don't have to worry about it. They live in a delusional world. Africans too. Because if you tell them, oh, China is so great, they done so much for us and blah blah blah. Oh, they give a Chinese person citizenship before they gave a Black American citizenship, or an Arab too. For that sense.
But then we'll also watch a Chinese person beating the shit out of African with a stick on camera. And be
Yeah.
like, that can't ever happen. Like, are you?
Oh, right. Exactly.
Are you all there? It's happening right in front of your face. I mean, but they did dance with the white guy who said he was Jesus. So,
Yeah.
gotta tell you something. But that's my point I'm making. Iran is not a good guy. I'm not saying that there are any good guys or bad guys. I'm telling you, Iran is not playing with Africa. And the reason we know they're not playing with Africa is because, why? Because Africa is a place where they fund terrorist groups.
Nigeria,
which is destabilized. Okay, Ja, we're gonna let Africa talk, and then we come to you.
Okay.
Ja. All right. Go to Africa. Go ahead, my brother.
Greeting to you all, Brandon. Greeting to you, especially and Ja and the brother. I don't know what's your
I can't hear him.
Yeah.
I can't hear him.
I can hear him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, is that my brother Al?
Oh, you can?
Yes, Ja.
Okay,
yeah, how you doing, Ja? You okay?
Jump time, man.
Yeah. So Jarama, yes. Long time, Jay. Yeah, so Brandon, the last time I came on, I was talking about the black people like in Palestine, right? How they were treated, compared to to Israel, and then today, it's a little short one. It's the Afro-Iranian that nobody is talking about. Because me, I like to see, Jai, we've been in different platforms. I like to see how black people are treated in those countries. That's how I treat them because I'm quite Afrocentric, when it comes to those things. I mean, in Iran, they got people who understand they have black people in Iran. They call them the Afro-Iranian people, right? The way they're treated in Iran is unbelievable. And these people are hardly non-existent in the system. They've always been overlooked and treated bad. So it just goes back to what you're saying. Us Africans, we need to look at, who our true enemies are. And I think countries like Iran, if they are allowed to have a nuclear weapon, Saudis, look at the atrocity, the United Arab Emirates, a small country that, in the Middle East, what they're doing. And most of our gold, for example, most of our raw gold, people don't know this. I don't know if you watched this documentary called Blood and Gold. Okay?
No, I never
That's been coming out. Okay, I recommend you guys watch it. It's about Russia and the Qatari, what they're doing, and the United Arab Emirates, sorry. What they're doing in Africa. They create conflicts, okay, and, for gold. Because the gold market I know family members that actually go to United Arab Emirates from Africa to sell this illicit gold. Because, the West will not buy it because obviously, they know that gold might come from somewhere like a conflict zone. I'll give you an example. The war in Sierra Leone, they brought this blood diamond legislation where you cannot buy any kind of illicit diamond and put in the market because obviously it might come from a war zone, and stuff like that. But these countries, they don't have these regulations, okay? Like India, they will allow you to come in, and cause atrocities in the continent and bring that raw, blood gold and sell it in their market, and they can process it on and do whatever they want with it. And also, you can exchange that gold to weaponry. These things have been used to destabilize West Africa, especially West Africa, over the years. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to be careful with these people, in the West Asian brothers, they don't see us as humans. Let's be honest. They treat
Right.
us as the way they see us. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. Let me read this. Afro-Iranians, primarily residing in southern coastal provinces, face systemic marginalization, anti-black racism, and a lack of recognition within Iranian society. While theoretically guaranteed equal rights by the Constitution, they often experience discrimination, social isolation, and limited economic opportunities, with their history often overlooked. This is, I don't understand why these black people believe that, oh, it's going to be Iran is way better. All right, now listen. Now watch the excuse making start.
Yeah,
now
because
tell
you're
us.
saying this. You're saying this like this is unique to Iran. I'm not.
I'm just
advocating
reading
for
it
as
off of
well.
a paper. I'm not saying
Okay,
anything.
But the point is that this is not unique to just Iran. I mean,
The devil I know, the devil I know, the devil I know is better than the devil I don't know. The devil I know is better than the devil I don't know. And what are you talking about? Black people are not marginalized. I can go walk into any white establishment I want to. I can go run up in a white. I can run.
In this country,
ain't nobody economically marginalizing your ass. Our economy, we gave it away. We gave it away.
Exactly. So historically
so why you say you're not marginalized? No, you hold on. You're not marginalized if you gave it away.
Hold on, me personally, I know I'm not marginalized. I'm a home.
So why are you saying it's the same in America? You were basically saying it's the same in America.
No, I didn't say it's the same in America. I said this is not unique to just Iran. This is all over the world. Black people are on the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder everywhere you go, including America.
We're not, but we're not at war with anybody else.
We're on the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder with the biggest consumers in this country.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's an excuse you making.
Victim mentality.
Our household income don't even.
My household income is just fine.
That's a victim mentality. We all at the bottom. Oh,
no, it's not a victim mentality. It's not about a victim mentality. It's about acknowledging the truth and then moving forward from that.
You don't want. You can't handle the truth. I am tearing down your fantasy of Iran. You don't like it, so you're trying to make. It's just listen. Black people do this. Black people do the same thing. I'm not making it personal. Listen, black people do the same thing with it
personally.
I'm not taking
having a conversation with you.
Okay.
I'm saying that it doesn't mean. What's happening with Iran in the situation? The reason why I'm against it is because, again, I respect Iran as a country, but when it comes to us being an American, I don't see how engaging in the everlasting regime change war in the Middle East helps us. It doesn't help us.
How would you get the nuke side? How would you get Iran to give up their nuclear program?
Let me finish.
How would you get Iran to give up their nuclear program?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. This is not This is not Dinah's channel. Wait a minute. This is not Dinah's channel. This is not Joe Rogan. What I want you to do, you just made a point. I want you to let RF respond to it, and you can keep going. You said, I don't understand how engaging in a regime change war with Iran helps us. RF, answer it for him. And then we're going to let him keep going. No, that's your opinion.
I can show you.
No.
I can show you how it doesn't help us.
Okay, let me say something.
I can show you how it doesn't help us.
President Trump said, "Oh my God, he won't stop. He won't stop."
Gentlemen,
look. Okay.
Yeah, because y'all cut me off in the middle of my point.
Listen,
gentlemen. You made a point. You asked a question.
Finish making my point.
You're going to be allowed to finish your point, but we have a moment that can be educational for the audience. You got to think like my brother, instead of just me. This could be an educational moment for the audience, and you will be allowed to continue making your point.
If we're engaging in a dialogue, we got to try to not.
Black people are long-winded. Black people are long-winded, myself included.
Yeah, you can't be long-winded. Let me say. Okay, so President Trump said that Iran they are enriching uranium to produce weapons. They said no. They said, oh, but it's for civilian use. President Trump said, we will give you for free spent rods for you to produce nuclear power for your people, but you cannot enrich uranium to make weapons. They refuse that. They still refuse it. So if you say it's for peaceful means and we offer you nuclear rods for you to produce nuclear weapons for your population to produce power and you still say no, we know you're trying to produce a nuclear weapon. You're trying to
Yeah,
get it so
because
you can say I
it's a
have.
matter.
So once you have it, Josh. So once you say you have it, now you have us over a barrel because then they're going to say, okay, well we're going to just wipe out one of the in the Gulf countries to be the most concerned because they can't reach us at this point with the ICBM. But any of these Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, that beautiful city of Dubai, all those places are in danger, just like they are now. So we even let them go for another year producing those things. What they did now will be child's play for what they could
Let's
do.
go. All right, go ahead, Ja. Go ahead, Ja. Respond.
Listen, man, they've been talking about Iran having a nuclear weapon for 30 years now, bro. 30 fucking years, man. They've been saying the same propaganda, the same narrative that Iran is building nuclear weapons. Now, if you can put on your ChatGPT, Brandon, and Google or whatever the case may be, literally, our Pentagon just recently came out and said that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon. Literally, they just came out and said that.
But I don't.
So
But
this
that's
is
what
all
I'm.
a
Why enrich
propaganda.
uranium?
Hold
This is
on,
all
hold
a
on, hold on, hold
propaganda
on,
to
hold on,
overthrow
hold
them.
on, hold on, hold on. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. A lot of us live in places where education is low, comprehension is very low.
No, that's not true. What my
They're
state has
not
the highest IQ
currently.
in this country.
Let me
so,
finish.
all
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. They're not currently building a nuclear weapon. They're currently enriching uranium so
there's
that
no
they can
problem
gain.
with that.
You gotta interrupt. You just gotta filibuster. Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up. You go ahead.
No, I mean every country has the right for peaceful nuclear enrichment. No, they're not wrong. They're not causing any harm by enriching uranium. Every country has a right to that. You get what I'm saying? But even if they wanted to build a nuclear weapon, I mean, you have Pakistan has a nuclear weapon. Pakistan is a country that Osama bin Laden was founded when they attacked him when the SEAL Team 6 came in and got him. He was in Pakistan, but they have a nuclear weapon. Why isn't our country attacking them? You get what I'm saying? But I don't think that Iran, under the Ayatollah or Khomeini that just passed away, was seeking a nuclear weapon. Now, because we did this regime change,
He's so
this new
naive.
Ayatollah, this new Ayatollah might be, he's a hardliner, he might be for it. I mean, his whole family got killed. He might be for it now at this point.
Why
Listen,
enrich uranium?
Wait,
Why
let me
enrich?
say. No. Bro, you can't just keep saying, let me finish and keep going. You was allowed to talk and you really just didn't even say nothing.
Just 2 seconds real quick, right?
I
This is the
allowed
reason
you to
why
talk.
I'm
You said,
against-
I
Always
think.
another 2 seconds.
Go ahead, bro. 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna say this is the reason why I'm against regime change wars, because us involving ourselves in Iran in 1953 is the reason why we have the Ayatollah regime in there today. Us regime changing and getting Muhammad Mossadegh out and installing the Shah, the people revolted against the Shah, and they brought in the Islamic Republic. So this is the result of a regime change. It does not work. Why are we there?
Wasn't that the British that bought the Shah in and not the Americans?
No, it was the
Yes.
CIA and the
It
MI6.
was the
both of them.
British. It was
But
the
anyway, go
British.
ahead.
Bro, it was the CIA
Anyway.
and the MI6. Both of them were involved.
I'm trying to tell
But
you, you don't
see,
know what you're talking about.
it's so funny how these people always say it's America. America did all this stuff. It's always America.
If you
It's
look
just
up
these
the-
people.
If you look up the if you look up the history, if you look up the history,
Listen.
listen, man, you don't. We look it up, and listen, bro. This is a fact. We look it up. We look up the facts. We find the facts. You deny the facts. So you are on an emotional, ideological island, and that's okay. Because I pulled the shit up in real time, and you're like, no, but that don't mean you only agree with the part that agree with what you think, and then the part that didn't agree, you didn't agree. But this is the point I'm making.
No, well, that's not true. That's not true
Jesus
because
Christ, we just let you
what you
talk.
just read. Hold on, what you just read.
We just let you talk.
It just said the same thing because you're misquoting me, bro.
You're actually breaking up. You're actually breaking up. You're actually breaking up right now.
Oh, my phone. Can you hear me now?
You a little bit better, but let me
Well,
talk.
he will filibuster to death.
Yeah, and look. Here's the reality. Here's what I'm telling you. Black people have a lack of situational awareness. They don't believe that these people will do what they're doing. Think about how crazy you have to be. America and Israel bombed you. In response to that, you started bombing other Muslim countries in your vicinity, saying we're just bombing American installations. But in reality, your entire leadership apparatus was killed. Your targeting systems were destroyed. So you blindly launched missiles into other Muslim countries. Now, listen to what I'm telling you. That's like an active shooter. They're just shooting. They don't give a fuck who they hit. But black people like, they won't do that to us. Bro, they'll do it to their own Muslim brothers. You think they would
Yeah, that's
hesitate?
true. I
You
mean,
think
that's true, Brandon. Yeah,
you said
I
what?
agree. I mean, I say
You don't
that's
even
true. I agree
understand the
with you.
complexity. Listen,
No,
I
yo,
agree
Al,
stop.
with
right?
you.
Man, John, stop with the bullshit, man.
Yo, Al,
Ain't no
Ja,
fucking.
Ja,
yo,
Wait a
Al,
minute.
right?
Wait a
sorry.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Hold on. Stop with your fucking horse shit. It ain't no complexity. They're willing to kill them to kill you. They're willing to
it's
destroy every.
because
They are willing to destroy. Bro,
the people in
listen,
those
you're not.
countries
Bro,
aren't.
can you stop
People in
interrupting me? I
Iran as
let you
well.
talk. I let you talk. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're telling me to stop looking at what I'm seeing with my own eyes to believe what you hope is the case.
Yeah, bro,
You're
you're
like
not
that
seeing it.
woman.
You're not on the
No,
ground.
bro.
You're not seeing it. You're
They
looking
got
at it from the
bombed by
context of the Western
bro.
media, bro.
You
What are you
just
talking
can't.
about?
You don't want to accept the facts.
Because you're saying you're
They
seeing it with your
killed.
own eyes. You're
They
seeing it from the
killed.
context of
What
Western
I
media.
saw with my eyes
So,
was. What I saw with my eyes was they could have launched every missile they had at Israel. They didn't do that. They started bombing other Muslim
they're literally
countries.
bombing Israel.
They started,
and those,
bro.
and
They're
the West,
bombing.
and the
They're
US
bombing
installations in
tankers.
those countries.
They're bombing tankers with innocent sailors who are not soldiers on them. You don't.
Yes,
You
that's a part
listen,
of their. That's
you,
a part of their
no,
war
no,
strategy.
no, no, no.
You know, our country does the same thing too, as well,
Listen,
right?
bro.
Our
But,
country fucking.
bro, you're gonna just keep over
was
talking me, huh?
take-
You're gonna
I'm
just
just
keep
saying our
over
country
talking
does
me.
the
Please,
same
y'all,
thing.
man.
You're gonna keep over talking
Oh
me,
my
huh?
God. They bombed Dubai. They
What I'm
bombed
telling,
Qatar.
listen, man, listen.
They bombed-
What the point I'm making here is they are willing to go to extreme measures. They're proving that. And you're like, yeah, well, let them have a nuclear weapon because they have a right. They don't have a right. I was on. That's why you need to watch my show. See, what you guys miss by not watching my show is the opportunity to learn. Y'all don't like learning because y'all don't want to listen to anything that don't agree with what you want to believe. I showed where the freaking the guy was like the new head of state, whatever he was. He said, all we want to do is follow international law and we want to work with you. And that's what that dude said 2 days ago. I pulled up in real time where international law prohibits the enrichment of uranium to the point of nuclear capability for weapons, to the point of weapon quality, weapons grade. How is he wanting to follow international law when the international community passed a law in 2021 that said no country can develop can enrich uranium to weapons grade? They could enrich it all the way. The United States was making a nuclear deal with Iran where they could enrich uranium enough to where they could power their country.
For civilian use.
That was Obama. That was Biden. They enriched it to the point where it was weapons grade and tried to hide it. Yeah. They would not allow the UN inspectors in. They would the few places they allowed them to go in, they would just let them see certain things and wouldn't let them see other things. What part of these dudes are trying to build a nuclear bomb do you not understand? And when you see what they're willing to do with their
they've been
ballistic,
saying this for 20, 30 years.
No, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, do you think they're just saying, listen, bro, that you think that they're just saying it. But Iran's been saying America is the great Satan for freaking 40 years. But the great Satan is helping countries all over the world, giving them money, feeding kids, giving them medicine, that, giving these niggas baby mamas food stamps and free houses. Right. Everything is not all true.
Can I say one thing, Brandon? Thank you. I mean, me coming from an African point of view, I don't see. Remember the last time I said I don't see any of these guys as the good guys. Okay, this is the war. It's a war that is none of our business. We don't have any dog to fight in this. The only thing we could do as people of, African descent is to protect what is ours and stay away from this. Because the reality is, no Israel, no Iran, no America. None of these are good guys. Okay, but where I agree with Brandon,
you can wait.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, okay. So
let me ask you.
Where I agree with Brandon,
John, let him wait till he finish. Let him talk. I'm trying to listen to what he's saying.
Yeah, I'll answer your question after. Sorry, Jazola. Where I agree with Brandon is Iran to actually, chuck rockets on all their neighbors around the Middle East. Yeah, these people are quite related to them, okay? Do you think they will hesitate doing that to African people or to African continent if they could? They would if they have the opportunity to do that. Yeah. So
Al,
they're very
you
dangerous
are
people.
Muslim, man. You know
And
they're not even related, man. Persians and Arabs are not the
yeah,
same
yeah,
people.
but they're not related. But the thing is, let's be real. The Prophet uncle Aliyah, he came from there, that region, okay, from
Hmm.
Iran. And the dispute that went on between the Sunni and the Shia, the Iranians feel like there was more, they're the one that should inherit
Right.
the moral rights of the religion instead of the others. We know the
Hmm.
Saudis, the Saudis, they're the one that funded the extreme version of the other side of Islam. They're all extreme, okay? We know that region in general. Let's not separate these people. I will not do that because the reason why I'm not going to separate them, because looking at both of them, what they have done to African people, there is no different. You can go back to Syria. You can go back to the Persian. The Persians are one of the most deceitful people, by the way. I
You
find
said
it
they're
very
one of the
deceitful
most
that
what? I didn't hear you.
deceitful people. They're very deceitful. They deceive you
Deceitful.
easily. Yeah, very,
Okay.
very deceitful. The Persians, 100%, bro. Okay, and if you want to know that, you can look at the Southeast Asians, like the Indian, the Pakistani, they're close, and the Afghans. They're close related people to that group that you see called Iran today. And these
I
people
mean,
are,
if you want to say that
mm,
the Indo European people, yeah, I mean, you can say that, right?
yeah, yeah. That's what
Linguistically
that's what I'm
speaking.
saying. Yeah, yeah, and genetically they are very close to those. They are
I mean,
very
Well,
close to those in
yeah,
Afghanistan.
Persian are more close to Caucasian than Arabs, but it's just neither here nor there to me in this
Arabs, Arabs,
discussion.
and Arabs and Caucasian are the same people, man. It's not like different.
Practically.
That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you'd
yeah.
be surprised. There are a lot of black people in the Middle East.
They
When I was in
they
the
are
West
there
Bank,
because there was their slaves, and also there were black people in Middle East way before Arabs.
Yeah.
People don't
right?
understand this, like,
Well, the
Al,
colonists were
way
would you
before
together
say?
Arabs.
Would you
before
say
they
this? Al,
separated.
would you agree? Would you agree to this? Right, the original Arabs
Yeah.
were they
No,
came they were from the haplogroup of E,
no.
right? So you see,
Here
you
we
have the
go.
J, you have the
The
J
original
haplogroup, right?
Arabs were not black. Stop it.
I
No,
mean,
they're not. They're not.
if you look
They
at haplogroups and the
they chased the
paternal
blacks out of the Middle
You
East
can look.
in
anyway
the
You
first
because.
can look.
century,
At,
yes,
you
they did.
those were Africans in the Middle East,
Mm,
and they
yeah,
chased them out, just like they
yeah,
chased them out of the North. They were
yeah,
not
So the
Africans
chased
at
out
all.
part, I
yeah,
agree with this. This is what happened. You have
yeah.
the people
Mm,
who are white paternally from the J haplogroup. They came
mm,
in and pushed out the indigenous Arabs, right? The real Arabs, like the ones that you see maybe in Yemen, those places, and they pushed them out. They pushed the black
uh,
ones that paternally go back to the E haplogroup. But those original people, came from the E haplogroup, and you can see that even linguistically, the Arab
mm.
language is an Afro-Asiatic language. This Afro-Asiatic language it comes from Africa.
Cleopatra
Yeah,
was
no,
black.
The Afro-Asiatic people are African people, just like
Yeah, the language comes from Africa,
Eurasian.
historically speaking.
Yeah,
If you're looking at historically,
no. That's because they were chased out of the continent originally, and also they mixed with
exactly.
those
So
from the
exactly,
east of the
that's why I
east
partially
of the.
agree with what Brandon said.
Yeah, no, that's right. But the thing is, the Asians, the Persian that you see today,
Mhm.
and the Arabs, I don't make any lot difference between them because their number one agenda
They're
is
vastly different. They're linguistically different. Their haplogroups are
no, no,
different.
no.
They're not the same
Okay,
people.
okay. The different. What I'm trying to say that there's no difference between them is the hostility
There is
towards.
difference. They're politically against each other,
No,
religiously.
no, no,
One
no.
is the
Their
Shia, the other is the
hostility,
Sunni.
the people of color or black people or African descent is no different.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Okay, now
the
if you
Afro.
want to say that, I can agree with you, right?
Yeah,
But
that's my point.
that's not unique to just that region. That you can say that about the whole world. What I was
No,
saying
but
Man,
is
stop
this.
doing
Let
that,
me
yeah.
ask
man.
you
I
this
hate
question,
when y'all
Al.
do
Oh my
that.
God, we
Al,
victim.
I
He's a
hate when y'all
traveling
do that.
victim.
I'm having a
Mm,
question with Al.
All
So let me
right,
ask you this
I'm
question, right?
gonna I'm gonna
yeah.
no. I want to go
Mm,
to this because this is just yeah. So we're
mm.
gonna go here. We're gonna answer this question before the time is up, and I'm gonna ask everybody to help us reach our goal. We have a goal of $5 super chats before the show is over. We're already halfway there. I think we got one $10 super chat. So yeah, guys. So please help us reach our goal. I appreciate it. And thank you ahead of time. And I'm going to read the super chats here in a second. But let's get to the meat of this question. What African terrorist groups does Iran support? Iran's strategy in Africa differs from its approach in the Middle East. Rather than supporting large-scale insurgencies like ISIS or Al-Qaeda, which it largely opposes in
Thank you.
Africa, Tehran Tehran focuses on building influence through local Shia movements and separatist groups to counter Western and Israeli
Thank
threats. Bro, we're not in church, bro. Okay, so the Polisario Front, Western Sahara. A significant focus of international attention in 2026 is the relationship between Iran and the Polisario Front, a separatist movement in Western Sahara. Iranian support. U.S. legislators and regional analysts have reported that the Polisario Front is receiving drones and tactical training from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. Political implications. I don't even have to keep going with that. But what I'm telling you is they're sending drones to African terrorist groups. The Islamic movement in Nigeria, the IMN, is a Shia organization in Nigeria led by Ibrahim Zazaki.
Zazaki, yeah. And this was a peaceful movement. I already know about this movement. It's a peaceful movement.
Right. While it identifies as a religious and social movement, it has long been accused of being an Iranian proxy.
Yeah.
So this is a peaceful movement.
Yeah.
While Islamists in the north, they kidnapping little girls, they killing people out in the.
These are not the same people. They're not.
Oh
the
my
same
God!
People,
What? Okay, man. All right, man. All right.
I know this. I know.
You know, because you've been in Nigeria.
Let me ask you. Hey, Africa. Are you Nigerian?
No, I am from Sierra Leone. The thing is, Brandon. I mean, all these countries, the U.S., Iran, Saudi, they're all involved in sponsoring terrorism in the world, including Africa. But let's make this thing clear: our longest enemy in this world been the Arabs and those Persians. That's no doubt about that.
But you know the funny thing is,
if there's one.
Listen.
America is so bad, but America has helped Africa more than any other country.
Way more than
Wait.
Oh yes. I tell you what. If you align with the Americans,
everything I said, bro.
If you align with the Americans,
I can't confirm anything because you won't let me finish
what I'm. My boy, you just read it.
Oh my God, man.
My brother, you're right.
Guys, I need everyone to stop talking. I need everyone to. I need everybody to stop talking.
I'm sorry, Brandon. What are you researching? I'm sorry, I don't even know what you looking up.
Listen, the terrorist groups that Iran funds in Africa. But this is what we do.
But you just read it and you said it doesn't.
Bro, are you going to keep over talking me?
Jasula, let him.
Do it.
No,
I already destroyed you.
No, okay, that's fine. What I'm telling you guys is this. This is why the black men can't come together. Because some black men are so resigned to ignorance and lies, they will fight you before they just admit what's right in front of their face.
Right.
You guys
are you so interested in one-upping somebody?
Hold on, RF. RF, this is what I'm telling you. Facts don't lie. Also,
you just read the facts, bro.
Are you gonna let me finish my point? Facts don't lie. We see the facts. We researched it. Bro, we know it, bro. He only gonna believe what he agree with what he want to believe. That's fine. My granny the same way. My granny the same way, right? My granny the same way. She want to believe it. That's cool. I accept that from black folks. But what I'm telling you is this: you can be stupid and make a decision on stupidity and destroy yourself, or you could say, I'm gonna bet on the facts and what I see. What I know for a fact is that I've just watched Iran bomb countries that did nothing to them because they couldn't get to America. They are inferior militaristically to America. So they decided to kill innocent people in other countries or in their vicinity. Then they decided to kill innocent sailors on oil tankers who haven't done anything. That is the mark of a terrorist. Someone who is willing to kill to effect political outcomes. You do not want these type of people with nuclear weapons. Jock can say whatever he want to. I'm not giving a nuclear weapon to somebody who will kill a person next to him just because they can't kill a person that actually did something to him. And in the Islamic movement in Nigeria, in my opinion, they're a bunch of terrorists, and they also engage in child marriage. That's a fact. You can go look it up online. In the north, I'm not reaching at anything. I don't need to reach. That's what
Bro,
I'm telling
you just
you.
read what you just read.
When I was a
this
kid,
article on
listen,
the
man,
screen,
bro,
and it just confirmed.
this is
everything
not
I
a
said.
debate. This is not a debate. When I was a kid, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. If people have a criticism of Jehovah's Witnesses based on what they do, I'm not going to be like, you're reaching. That's what they're doing. That's the facts. These people, you can pull up the images online. You can look it up. There are many people who defended in Nigeria as traditional, right? They defend it. And many of the people cite the fact that the prophet married a 6-year-old girl
All right,
as
so,
their.
but that kind of diverse.
Why do you keep?
conversation,
What
you
does
don't think
but
so?
mean? Wait, man. What does but mean? Because this is a peaceful
I'm
movement.
not
Da-da-da-da.
saying, but I'm saying you're diverse.
Listen, bro.
Can
Listen,
I say
I'm
one?
not.
Can I say something after you,
Just wait.
Brandon, please?
Wait, real quick, real quick. What I'm telling you is, but don't mean nothing. When a nuclear weapon hits you, ain't gonna be no buts. And based on situational awareness, I'm not okay with these people having a weapon. But let me look right here. Logistics networks in East Africa and Sudan. Iran uses specific African nations as transit hubs to support its regional allies, particularly the Houthis in Yemen. Eritrea, Iranian-linked cargo aircraft have reportedly delivered drones and precision munitions to Eritrean ports. Sudan, there are ongoing reports that Iranian Moher 6 drones have been transferred to Sudanese actors. Sudanese who's killing black people over there, who hate blacks, hate them. Iran's giving them drones. They have a relationship with Al-Shabaab. I've said this before. That is in Kenya. Iran's relationship with Al-Shabaab is considered tactical and intermittent rather than a formal alliance. While Al-Shabaab is a Sunni extremist group, there have been historical reports of Iranian networks intersecting with the group to facilitate arms smuggling in the Red Sea region. However, this is generally seen as a marriage of convenience to harass shared enemies rather than sustain support. The whole point is this.
Yeah, and our country does the same thing.
Listen, that's not what we're arguing.
All
You
right,
can't
so
prove
it's
that.
not- it's-
Tell me what to
I
pull
guess
up.
I can prove it. We
Okay,
just literally
tell me
had
what
a
to type
former
in.
high-ranking
Wait. Tell me what to
Al-Qaeda
type in.
member
We're
the,
still
in the White House. We
Okay.
just formerly had
We're
Al-Shara
still in
the White House.
ChatGPT. We're still in ChatGPT. Tell me what to type in to prove. We will just go based on what Gemini says. Tell me what to type in that will prove your point.
You already said what I. You already
No.
confirmed
I
what
just
said,
want you to
that
tell
Iran
me.
Wasn't
I want you
Iran
to
is
tell. You
diametrically
just
opposed to
said.
those groups that
You
you just
just
mentioned.
said our country does the same thing. We are still in
and
Gemini.
I just told you we don't.
We are still in Gemini.
ChatGPT to see that.
We
It
are
just recently
still in
happened.
Gemini.
We had a high
We are still in Gemini. We are still in Gemini. We're still in Gemini. Tell me what to punch in. I'll punch it right here in real time.
Okay, so type in
Just
this.
tell me what to punch in.
So type in this. Was Al-Shara,
Here
the
we go.
president of Syria, a high-ranking Al-Qaeda member?
He was not, but I'll still type it in.
He was with ISIS. Wasn't he?
He wasn't with ISIS. He was not.
He was with both.
Are
No,
you
he
talking
wasn't.
about the president
Okay,
of Syria,
how do I
right?
spell Al-Shara?
Yeah,
Listen, you
Al-Shara,
guys are both
Al-Shara.
wrong. You guys are both wrong.
He
But
was literally on the. He was
his
literally
name
on
is
the
actually
US
Al
terrorist
Bushar.
list, bro. They had
His
a
name
$10
is
million
actually
gun
Al.
on his head.
First of all, you don't even know his name. For one.
Yes, it is. He has two names.
All right, spell his name.
He originally went by Al-Jalani.
Listen, bro,
and he
stop
changed his
arguing.
name to
Stop
Al-Shara.
arguing, bro. Spell his name so I can punch it in. How do you spell his name?
Ahmed, Ahmed, Al-Shara. That's his new name that he switched it. His original name is Jalani.
Is this it? Al-Shara, right?
Yeah, Al-Shara.
Okay. Was Al-Shara, and I know the answer, sorry. Was Ahmed Al-Shara a member of what?
Al-Qaeda and ISIS. You can put both of them because I think he was with both, but he was definitely with Al-Qaeda.
He wasn't with either one. Member of Al-Qaeda.
Or ISIS. Just put or ISIS.
I'm sorry. What does this have to do with the discussion?
It doesn't, but
He wants me to.
Let's go. Okay, he wasn't a member of either one of these, but okay, I'll let you have it.
No, he was on the FBI's
He wasn't.
list, but
he wasn't.
Well,
wasn't.
It had a $10 million bounty on his head.
he did have a bounty on it. He
Listen,
did.
man.
They withdrew it. They did.
Why can't I freaking hold on, guys? Why can't I want to make this wide.
Not technologically savvy, man.
I'm really not. I'm getting there though. I don't need technology. To
You know
beat
it's crazy that you gotta go to ChatGPT, and I'm telling you all
Bruh,
straight from the
you,
dome right now, bro.
You can't be trusted because you like lies, bro. Like,
so
what
confirm it.
part of
You
that
just-
don't you grasp?
All right, but you just confirmed everything I said.
No, I didn't
before
confirm
about
anything you said.
Iran funding these groups, JNIM, ISWAP, ISIS, Al Qaeda.
Guys, how do I make this like grow? Like,
Well, I mean, that's Iran will fund anything as long as it tries, as long as it degrades America.
In
I
America
mean, they
would
would
Yeah,
do.
do
that is
To me,
that is true.
they would do anything
They,
as long as
Right.
it has something to
yeah,
do to degrade the United States. They're going to
yeah,
do it.
And
I
and,
just
yeah.
and
They
wouldn't put it
will.
America
past
would do
them.
the same. Literally, would do the
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, but are you
yeah, yeah. They
American or
will.
are you on you know you're like one of those
No,
people
I
in
can no
California,
because I
like
can
a
sit there and
lesbian
point.
with
I
green
can sit
hair
there
and
and say,
a
Guys,
you know
I
why? Because I
cannot-
can sit there and look at America objectively and not be
Look at what America
propagandized and
doing.
say,
You're not
Look what
looking
our
at anything
country is doing the same
objectively.
exact thing as these countries in the
Okay,
Middle
well
East. They're not
let's
no
look what
different.
America did. America literally fund healthcare programs for the whole countries. When China only goes there and they only say, "Give me a high interest loan. Let me give you a high interest loan." Like America does so much good in the world, but you just
America is
want to
not
see.
building zero infrastructure in Africa, bro. This is why
That's
they're
not
running.
true.
This is
That's
why they're
not
running
true.
to China.
That's not true.
That's
This
not
is
true.
why they're
It's
running
a-
to China.
But
China is the
but
number one trading partner in Africa, literally.
listen,
Throughout
but
the
that
world.
All right,
comes
guys,
with the
look,
price.
look.
Okay, listen. They want to sell you stuff. They don't want to buy any of your stuff. That's the difference. As
yeah,
somebody who's been to Kenya,
All right.
when you see them, the Chinese that they're building those highways, they import Chinese workers to do the work. You're
It
not getting
doesn't-
anything out of it
Sure,
except
it
the
doesn't
high
matter.
interest loan.
All
These
right,
countries in
guys.
Africa, they
We're all
see
over
that
the place.
China is more of a
We're
viable
all over the
partner, and they're
place.
not going to
Well,
intervene
you
in it.
probably haven't even left the
China
United
do it.
States of
No,
America. So who
listen,
knows?
man. This
No, it's
guy.
not about that. I'm
Listen,
just looking at it objectively.
Ja, why would I say listen? Everybody, be quiet except you.
Look at the Al Shara, bro.
Okay.
Just
Was
read.
Ahmed Al-Shara a member? Ooh, dang, I didn't even punch it in. Oh, hold on.
Come on, tighten up.
Well, John, just say you hate America. Just say
I never said I hate America.
I mean, just say you
It's
hate
clear you
America.
do.
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate my country. I just hate our
Bro, you
foreign
hate the
policy.
country.
That's what I
Yeah.
hate.
No, you hate
And I
the
hate the
country
fact
because
that
you feel you are
Trump, I hate
marginalized
the
and
fact
you
that
can't.
Trump. This is a person that I didn't vote for him, but I kind of wanted him to win.
No,
but
bro.
he advocated and he
Trump has
campaigned
done
that he would
nothing
not-
to you.
He would not get into another war, and he's getting into another war for Israel.
Trump is saving the lives of your children. Your children, bro. You just not man enough to just
No, it's
be
not
o-
about. It's not even.
You're
it's
not
even
man
about
enough
lies
to
because
just be
majority-
grateful, bro.
Many of his
You're not
MAGA
grateful.
supporters like
Listen, man.
Candace
Do you
Owens,
have kids? Do you
Nick
have kids?
Fuentes,
Do you have kids?
Tucker Carlson? Yes, I
Do
have two.
you have kids? I'm asking you a very
have
simple
two.
question. Do you
I
have
two.
kids?
Yes, I have two.
Okay, so when your kids grow up, because of Trump, they won't have to worry about getting blown up with a nuke from Iran.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I'm not getting the F out of nothing. You don't know.
Iran
you
ain't- Iran-
you've
our
already
intelligence-
assigned
our
your
intelligence
mind to
community,
just.
The Pentagon
All right.
came out and said that Iran was not building.
Let
a
me
nuclear weapon.
Let me read this. Was Ahmed Al-Shara a member of ISIS or Al Qaeda? Ahmed Al-Shara's history with these groups is central to his complex public image. He was a high-ranking member of the organization that eventually became ISIS, and he was the leader of the Syrian branch of Al Qaeda. However, he famously broke away from both groups to lead
Bro,
his own.
that's it right there, my boy.
Okay, do you want to know the facts or do you want to just? Oh, I got the
It's
part.
a fact, bro.
No,
this,
bro,
This guy was
bro.
a former
Gotcha,
member of Al
Brandon.
Qaeda.
Gotcha. I mean,
Bro,
that's all he's looking for. Like,
Bro,
you know,
I'm
I
trying to
mean-
tell you, these
Because you
dudes.
just said that he
listen,
wasn't,
man.
and that it says
Listen,
that he was.
these
So what are
dudes
we talking about?
operate like women. When he wanted to convince me of something that wasn't true, he said, "Brandon, you got to think about the context and the nuance." Now we're trying to read the context and the nuance, and he's
I
trying
already
to
know the
interrupt.
context of the nuance, but go ahead,
Bro,
you can read
I
it
know
if
you
want
were raised for
to
a fact
educate
by a
yourself,
single
but I already
mother.
know.
I
My
know-
God, John, you're so
Listen.
desperate for the one up. It's just
No,
so
bro, no,
unbecoming,
no.
man. Just
Look,
God.
they cannot
It's not
help
even
themselves.
desperate. I already
Listen,
know what I'm
listen,
talking about. He
listen.
doesn't know what he's talking
They
about. That's why he has
cannot
to
help
rely on
themselves
ChatGPT.
because they were raised by single women, and this
I
is
was
how
never,
women
I
talk.
was never raised by a single
You
woman.
were.
Never.
You were.
No,
You
never.
were. You were.
Never.
Call your dad right now.
I'm not. Well,
Call
I'm
your
not
dad right
sure.
now.
My father.
Call
wasn't-
your dad
my
on the
father
phone
was-
right now.
My father wasn't in my
Call
life.
your father on the phone right now.
Bro, I'm on my phone.
You
right
can't.
now, literally.
You can't. You
Bro,
can't.
I grew up in a
Bro,
up
just
in a
stop.
long line.
Okay, I'm gonna
of
keep reading this. I'm gonna keep
a
reading this.
paternal.
I'm gonna keep
family,
reading
bro.
it. Okay, I know
My
you didn't
father
grow up
wasn't
with
your
a father.
He didn't join no gang.
No,
and
just like the
stuff.
No, that's
Somali
okay.
said. The
And my
Somali
fa-
said, y'all ain't got no fathers.
Listen, man. You can say what you want to. I know how to be quiet when somebody say, "Hey, be quiet." That's it. Okay. So look, However, he famously broke away from both groups to lead his own movement, becoming a bitter rival to both. So the guy can argue that Iran is a bitter rival of ISIS, and therefore they have no connection. But now al-Shara was a bitter ISIS of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and but he's a member. He wasn't a member. He left the groups and started his own group and became a rival of both groups. That's the nuance. So
Was he with the group or not? Yes or no?
Yes, he was.
Okay,
Was with the group. Was he with the group?
Was, bro.
Was he with the group when he became president? Was he with the group when he became president?
No, he did not ideologically change, bro. He was always.
How do you
Be
know?
that.
Are you in that
He's
man's
always
mind?
gonna be that.
Now you in that man's mind. All right, bro. Anyway, his
Bro,
history
'cause
without
he did it for strategic purposes. He
Listen,
didn't
bro.
just-
He has
Well,
ideology.
This nigga was bombing.
Brandon.
He's responsible for bombing Americans.
You
Go ahead.
you have
Go ahead,
no
Go ahead.
Yeah. One thing I must admit, though, you could make a good lawyer. Well,
No, all I'm doing is
No,
reading the facts of the situation. He said,
Yeah,
well,
okay,
once you believe like this, a person can convert from a Muslim to a Christian or from a Christian
Yeah.
to a Muslim. Am I gonna say there's no way he still got the same? No, bro. People can change, and if he has different goals than they do, he could have said, "Look, I don't agree with what Al Qaeda is doing. I don't want to go
right.
and die in a cave. So let me start my own group." Now I'm
but he
fighting
didn't
against
turn Syria into an Islamic state when he took over.
He
Syria
didn't.
still is. He didn't. So he met with the Christians,
That's
the
what he wants
Druze,
to
and
do,
everyone
that, bro.
else. He didn't turn it into
Bro,
an
he just
Islamic
became.
state.
Well, he
He's not
took
chanting
over
death to
power.
America.
He wants, bro. He
He's not
wants to be
making-
in
he's
he
not
wants Syria
making-
to be an Islamic republic. He doesn't
He's
want.
listen.
The
He's
former
not
president
making.
Bashar.
He's not. Listen, man. You're gonna try to.
al-Assad was a secular leader, so we
That's
removed
fine.
the secular
That's
leader
fine.
and put in a Islamist,
Right.
Islamist fundamentalist.
Because they said he used chemical weapons on his people. I don't know if that was true, but the point I'm making, he ain't making
That's
the
what
kids
Obama
chant.
said. So now
He ain't
you
making.
align with Obama's,
No, I didn't say.
narrative?
I said that's what they said. I didn't say I aligned with it.
And, well, Iran killed 15,000 people for
What you
protesting.
mean? 35,000.
Yeah, they are
35,000.
quite.
Conservatively.
They are quite-
So I mean,
according to what numbers, bro? According to
Nah,
what's
dude,
No, they are quite- they're quite good.
35,000.
Yeah, they're
According
quite
to the
good
Iranian,
towards their people.
according to
I've
the
read
Iran,
different. I've read
according to
different,
the Iranians who live here who lost
but
their
I've read
family
different- I don't-
members.
That doesn't mean nothing. That doesn't
Yeah,
mean
to
nothing.
you
have
it
Cuban-
doesn't mean
You have Cuban
anything.
Americans like Marco Rubio that wants
Listen,
his
man,
country to suffer. So
to
what are
this
we talking
guy, it means nothing to him. So it doesn't mean true. You telling me now you're trying to convince me that Cuba is this like paradise, bro? You just
No, I'm
hate
not saying it's a
America, bro.
paradise. I'm just saying that you have.
You hate America.
You have people.
You
who
said
come from certain
Marco
countries that
Rubio
leave their
hates
countries
Cuba?
because they are against the governments there. Like Marco
No.
Rubio, his family was against Fidel Castro's government, and
then we can't.
after
I don't even want to go. I don't even want to go there.
We're not going.
enemy to the country.
Let me no.
Please
Okay,
don't stray off
so
in that.
wait,
Yeah.
no, we're not. But let me teach this guy something. Now, this man can understand how he doesn't hate America, but he hates the way America is run, right? So he'll
I
say,
don't
"I
like
love
our
my
foreign policy." No,
Can you
don't.
stop interrupting? Look, he'll say, "I love America, but I don't like our foreign policy." So him, who's nowhere near as intelligent as Marco Rubio, he can understand how he could have that sentiment, but can't understand how Marco Rubio can have the same sentiment towards his country.
Yeah, but the difference between
Maybe
me and
he
Marco
loves
Rubio
his.
is I'm not going
Man,
to actively
you
try to
always
hurt my
say
own
but.
country.
You
Like,
always
what the
say
fuck?
but. You always say but. But the point is, Marco Rubio could love his country but hate the way it's run, and he has more reason to hate the way his country is run because people are starving over there. People are living in abject poverty. I have a friend.
I
His
just
name's
came
Eric.
from Cuba.
I
in
was about to say,
December.
I got a friend who just came from Cuba. He just went to Cuba too. He said the main meal they eating is top ramen noodles, bruh.
Yeah.
This man said if you get
You
these
know
dudes
why?
a pack,
And you know why?
Wait,
You know why they're so economically
The-
fucked
listen,
up?
the
Because
why I don't
America
get-
imposed
okay,
a
listen.
fucking embargo on them. Bro.
Listen,
what are
man.
you talking about?
Are you
Look.
gonna listen, man? You could talk about why this, why that. When you're
That's the
when
reason
you're,
why they're starving. The
when
same
you're-
reason
Yeah,
no,
why
that's
well,
not-
you know,
our sanctions is the reason why
Listen,
Iran
man.
is even economically.
nobody
if Kamala
forced-
was bombing Iran, he'd be like, "Oh, this is what we
Yeah,
needed
he'd
to
be
do."
happy.
No,
when
I'm not, 'cause
when
I'm
Obama
against-
took
I'm
out
not a
Gaddafi,
Republican
when
nor a
Obama
Democrat.
took
I'm
out,
not you guys. I don't fall into
Ja,
those
pipe down,
political
pipe down,
charades.
Ja, pipe down.
You pipe
when
down, nigga.
when
You fucking
when
pipe down, nigga.
when
Bro, you
when
get mad,
when
bro.
Obama when
Because you
Obama
telling me to
bombed
pipe down,
Libya,
nigga, you pipe down. Nigga.
pipe down, Ja.
You won't let nobody else talk.
When Obama bombed Libya and took out Gaddafi and ruined that country, the Democrats weren't saying nothing. Oh, we don't need no act of Congress. when Obama did the same thing to him and Hillary, bombed Libya, took out Gaddafi, ruined the whole country for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Obama was really bad for the continent, and it's in fact that's one of the reasons why northern Nigeria and the Sahel is still suffering because of Obama and that Hillary woman. In fact, you saw what she did after they killed Gaddafi. She was
Hillary was
laughing.
crazy.
Yeah.
Let me
So,
just get the
mm.
let me get the
Exactly.
facts right. Let me
And that
finish
just
this.
shows how American
Hold
foreign
on.
policy, no matter who's in
Right,
power, whether it's
right. You already
Republican or
said that.
Democrat,
You already
it's an
said that.
imperialist.
You already said that.
Yeah.
You already said. What's wrong? Yeah,
Well,
it's imperialist, but it's our country.
Yeah,
Therefore,
but
we
you're
benefit.
right.
We benefit.
So the
That's
same
what I
thing
want
that Obama
everybody to know.
does.
When you pay, when
Trump
you
is
go to
doing,
work,
Bush
listen,
did,
bro. When
and it
you
goes
go,
back and back.
that's fine. When you go work, you go buy that nice whip, all that. You're supporting imperialism. You're
yeah.
profiteering.
Can I say
Off,
something very quick, Brandon? After you,
go ahead.
please. Yeah. I mean, the difference between America and those countries that we like Iran and so on. With America, and I will give it a good example of Britain, where I live. Right, the British people, if you work with their value, you accept their value. You work with them as allies. You're more likely to let you get away with more stuff and do more things without them having to go after you, right? But with these Middle Eastern countries, you could pray with them, have the same religion, same culture, everything. They will play that game just to eat you. They will still come after you. That's the difference. So, this West Asian people, whether they're Arabs or Persian, I don't want to separate them because I just think they're all the same to me.
Yeah.
When the way they treat black people, okay? They're just not nice people, bro. They don't care whether you ally with them, you pray with them. I'm a Muslim. I'm gonna be real with you, right? I'm a Muslim, but I don't trust them. I would never work for their cause. I would never believe in their ideology because their culture is very embedded in warfare and
You say you're
invasion.
Muslim, right?
And yeah, I'm Muslim, yeah, but their culture
So to some degree,
is
you don't think
way
you're believing in ideology? Like
Can I
you're
listen to
Muslim.
him? Can he
no,
making a good
no,
point?
yeah. The thing is, what happened to Islam when the Arabs. I'll give you a good example, right? When the black people were in control of Islam in the early days of Spain, when the West Africans like the Senegambian, your ancestors, Diners, and some of your people like Jarandola,
Hmm.
when they had Islam, when they conquered Spain,
Hmm.
okay, because there's so many factors. Without the Takrur kingdom, which is a Fulani kingdom in where uh, Mauritania is today, yeah, without that kingdom, they wouldn't have conquered Spain. They would, because they tried it so many times, they failed. It was when the Fulani and the Soninke joined them, it's when they managed to enter with their cavalry and conquered Spain, okay? And when the black Africans entered Spain, and ruled Spain. Okay, they brought science. That's when they introduced a lot of science into Islam. Islam was more like a submission to education, learning, obviously, and worshiping God and so on. But then these dusty Arabs came far away from Middle East because they've been trying to conquer Spain for several hundred years. They couldn't do it. They saw these black people. It's like, wow, well done, guys. You conquered Spain. You've done something that we couldn't do. However, you cannot be our leaders. You cannot pray. You cannot lead prayers. You cannot be our leaders because you're not Arabs. You're not related to the Prophet. So we have to be the leaders of Islam. We have to be the rulers of Spain. And they don't understand. The black people were still fighting against Alfonso the Great in the northern Spain region. So the reality is, the black people, stupidly agree and hand over power to them. They remove education and science away from Islam, and then they hand it over to the Arabs. The Arabs turn it to a political tool.
Why, why,
Okay,
why did they hand
Arabs
it
are
over
not
to
in.
the Arabs?
Why did they? Because they believed in the Arabs are the direct lineage of the Prophet, so they would be the leaders of the religion. They was fooled by them. That's the
Right.
reality.
Everybody,
They was,
everybody know
yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
yeah.
so
So
it was
so 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 the
basically
Arabs. Let me just finish.
Islam.
Yeah.
Islam
The
is a tool
Arabs.
that the Arabs use to export their influence, right? Would you agree?
No. The What happened is the Arabs. The Arabs use Islam. There wasn't even the prophets. Okay. The Arab chased him throughout his life to kill him. They didn't want enough to do with Islam. They didn't want him. Okay. It was, in fact, the most of them converted to Islam after his death. Okay, they wasn't involved. They realized the religion is enable them to galvanize a lot of cavalry to go and invade and conquer other areas and influence their culture over other people. That's when they adapted to Islam. So their heart is not in Islam; it's only their head is in there. So you can
Right.
see their behavior. You can see their behavior. It shows that these people are not really religious as they claim to be, but they're using the religion as a political tool to capture other people and oppress other people.
Right.
So we need to learn from them. We need to learn from the past. And they're very deceitful people. That's why I said they're all like that. Whether they're West Asians or Persians, they always have trying to trick us,
Can
to
I
do
say
this. And
something
what?
real quick? When I'm in
Yeah, go on.
Africa, you know something that I noticed? The Arabs that come over there, I was amazed at how much they separate themselves from the African people. When I was in,
Yeah,
where was I, in Tanzania or Kenya somewhere, they got whole
right.
compounds, whole hospitals, whole buildings of
Yeah,
only Arabs. They are so separated from the black Africans in Africa. Like
right.
it is like I was kind of, when I first started traveling Africa, I was kind of shocked by that. But another fun
Yeah, they
fact,
do.
Brandon, did you know that Iran is in charge in the United Nations? Their rotation, they're in charge of the Human Rights Council after killing 35,000 people. They're head of the
Wow.
Human Rights Council at the United Nations.
The,
I
the,
mean,
the,
you
U,
Wow.
talk
the UN,
about
listen, the UN is an absolute joke, bro.
yeah.
I don't even take it seriously. Let me get these super chats, my good people. LA Thor the Martian, thank you, my brother, for the $10 holler. I appreciate you. California is busy shutting down refineries in the state. The past 2 to 3 refineries that are closing or will be this year contributes to about 20% of the state's capacity. This is not Iran for LA gas hitting $8.20 or whatever.
Gavin Newsom.
No, 100%. And Gavin Newsom, he believes people are so dumb that we're going to believe that the war in Iran is causing California gas prices to go up when California was 100% self-sustaining when it
Right.
comes to gas.
And the taxes. We got extra taxes on top of taxes for gas.
No, 100%. So, yeah, but
Is that right?
this is how
It's very high tax state, right? California is like
very
the
high,
UK, right?
very
Mm.
high. We probably aren't as high as the UK, but we're very high.
Probably the
And they
highest in the
tax you,
country.
they hit you 20 different ways. But if he can convince you that Iran is the reason why our gas is high, then he knows you're dumb. Gavin Newsom is very dishonest. And you better be careful if he becomes the president of this country. He will fuck you over for China and all these other countries.
I can't read Gavin Newsom. I don't know how to read.
I can't.
Like
Yes,
you Negroes.
John Zola. Let me get this one. Thanks for the $2 holler, John. I'm in the back chat. Let me up. What is this? Okay, relaxation therapy. Thank you for the $1.99. Most of us blacks just want to see America fall. And it's stupid. I always give this analogy. If you ever saw the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2, The Secret of the Ooze, you remember when Shredder started knocking those pillars down at the end and made that whole building collapse on him? He made it collapse on him. That's black people in America. Oh, we want America to fall. Where are you gonna go? Most of these people don't even have enough common sense to live in
Let me ask
Africa.
you think most black people think that? Like they want America to fall? I don't think. I don't.
I
I
believe
Oh yeah,
black
I
people.
believe it.
I believe most black people have a vicious adversarial attitude towards America because they've been brainwashed into believing. Basically, black America, liberals did to black America what they did to the transgenders. They sensationalized them to the point where they became hysterical. That's what they're doing. They've done to us. Everybody wants to get you. Everybody wants to kill you. Only problem is
You won't be able to vote with this new voter ID law. You can't
Yeah.
vote. Yo,
Just
you know,
lies.
I mean,
just lies.
It's-
Just lies.
Yeah, you notice the Senate, they always bring up black people. The blacks won't be able to vote. If you pass this, it's going to disenfranchise black people. Everything is, they always use
He
us
gonna have
as
y'all
the
back
example.
in chains. He gonna have y'all back in chains. Where the chains at?
Yeah.
Stacey
Yeah.
Magruder, you are just hearing and seeing what you want to see, and you have a right to do that. Merk, shout out to my
one
brother.
thing- Sorry.
Shout out to my brother for the $4.99 holler. I appreciate
That's
that.
me, by the way.
Oh, thank you, RF. I appreciate you. So, guys, we need one more super chat of $5 to reach our goal. Help
I
us
got
reach
you.
that goal.
When I top out, I'm gonna send another super chat.
All right.
I always support this channel.
No, it's all good. Well, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, but Jazula is a good brother, though, Brandon. You know, he's
Hey,
always
Al,
been.
you see me, bro. Al, you seen? I dropped literally thousands of dollars on different platforms, bro. Literally.
Listen, if I
No,
didn't
I know
think you were,
you support.
if I didn't think you were a cool guy, I would have been left your group, dude. Because clearly, I don't barely comment in there, but I be seeing what y'all be talking about. But dude, I leave groups all the time. My family groups, I leave them because I don't want to.
Bro, you left your own group, man. Your group's not even active no more. The what's the Discord group? I be sending
some people still be in there. Some people still be in there talking.
I be sending content in there, and I be like, hey, where's Brandon at? He doesn't even respond anymore.
Bro, no, man. Look, I'm actually
that
able
group used
now.
To be active.
No, I used to be super active, but my daughter's she's playing volleyball now. She's getting a lot of like scholarship offers, all this shit. This shit is
good.
A lot, man. It's a lot because
that's good,
to get
man.
a scholarship in volleyball, it's basically like a full-time job, sending emails, doing all this stuff. So me and her mom are kind of doing like double duty. That shit is time consuming.
Yeah. Hopefully a man don't take a scholarship away.
Funny, right? Yeah, it was all good.
Hopefully a man in a wig don't take a scholarship away.
And then she's on a traveling. She's on a traveling team now. So we was just in Boston, Dallas. She's on her way right now.
You was in my city, bro. You should have hit me up, man.
Ooh, hey, why them white folks? I see why you don't like white folks. Them white folks in Boston racist as hell.
That's not true. I don't think they're racist.
Nah, I don't think they're racist either. They just kind of got a stanky attitude. When you down in
that's the Northeast. The Northeast, like white people up here, they're very snobbish. They're very snobbish.
That's the vibe I got. And they won't.
But when people say, people like LeBron James say that, oh, Boston is racist, I don't necessarily believe. I don't feel like it's racist. I think it's more of the economic gap.
Right.
The economic disparity is the problem in Boston.
What I think is they're just white people in Boston struck me as we're not going to volunteer any information or anything. We don't care about being your friend. And a lot of black people have a problem with that because a lot of white people, they overly ingratiate themselves to black people. White people in Boston are like, fuck you. I don't care what you like. Well, they're not worried about the race card. They're not worried about you being like, you're racist.
I think it's more about the economics, right? Because you even have the low income whites that literally live in projects they act black. You get what I'm saying? They
all I know is I hate the accent.
I'll tell you what y'all got out there. I'll tell you what y'all got out there a lot. Y'all got those cute Honduras. Them girls from Honduras, they fine.
You mean Cape Verde. You mean Cape
Whatever,
Verde.
Cape Verdes. Yeah, Cape Verde. They fine as hell.
Yeah, they fine. We got the highest Cape Verde population in this country.
Bro.
Ain't no Somalis out there?
Wow. In Boston.
Listen, this is why I love my city, and this is why I can't stand people like LeBron James and he try to paint this image, oh, Boston's a racist city. No. Yes, is it segregated behind like invisible racial lines? Yes. But I prefer it that way. Me personally, I prefer it that way because I grew up in all black schools. I grew up in an all black, neighborhood. And my childhood, my upbringing was very rich, in my opinion. We have a black police commissioner. We have, and then when you actually look into the history of Boston, a lot of the, abolitionists and civil rights leaders lived here in Boston or went to school here or started the organization here. For example,
look at that awful mayor y'all got now. Awful mayor. Look at that Chinese mayor y'all got.
Chinese mayor Wu.
Awful mayor.
We don't like her. No. But
they're talking
mayor here in Boston.
They're talking about the English man.
Not like New York.
They're talking about the English people and the Asians. They like to put them forward because they can control them. So they're not worried about putting Asian in their institution. In fact,
Asians
the English people in general, I think
they'll do anything.
No, but I like that label. I like
anything for you.
What you know about this? What you know about this, Ja?
George Hall Coffee. Man, I wish you was here, bro. I could have put you onto some restaurants to go to, some Haitian.
I went to what the hell was that? Ballast? What was that shit called? Wait, hold on. Bostonian.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Man, I wish you would have told me, bro. I could have.
Look at my souvenirs, bro. Look at my souvenirs.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
why
what's
I
up.
can't.
Yeah, next time you come up here, make sure you let me know, bro. I'll put you onto the spots, bro.
Fuck it, y'all. I got it.
And
Boston.
Apparently,
my family own. Listen, my family own property out here. So if you need to go anywhere, if you want to be, we'll look out for you, bro. We'll put you up in a nice little home or whatever.
hey, that guy
Nice little
George
spot.
Howe. Thank you for sure. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's nice.
That guy, my daughter might go to school out there. She got 3 coaches call her from out there. Boston University or
It's too cold out there.
University
It's
of
too cold out there for her.
Massachusetts. Is it called Boston University or
Yeah, we have
University?
Boston. We have Boston University. We have UMass. We have MIT. We have Harvard. We have a lot of
Boston University. I think that's a D3 school. Hit her up. Like 2 schools. But that guy George Howe, he was the guy who started the company that became Starbucks. So he's old as fuck now. But I'm a coffee, enthusiast. So I had to get some coffee in a mug.
All the Starbucks closing in California. They closed
Fuck
by
Starbucks. Man, I'm glad. Get rid of those little. Listen, I do not blame Starbucks at all. Ungrateful workers trying to
unionized.
live the high life off of a damn coffee selling job.
Yeah, they want a living wage, $30 an hour for a barista. A living wage.
Shout out to Masan. I appreciate you, brother, for the $5 holler.
And they're gonna
Salute. One more. Shout out to my brother Czar. Thank you for the $5 holler. I appreciate everybody who did their part. We hit our goal. We passed it up. We exceeded. And we still expect Gonzola to bless us, bro.
Nah, I got you. Don't even worry about it.
But thank y'all so much, man. That definitely makes it even more worthwhile. We get to learn and get to help keep the channel going strong. But I don't know why my camera does that. It'll go all blurry and then it'll be super clear. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway,
Wait a minute.
so go ahead. What were you saying, RF?
I was gonna say with the guy in the UK. You know who I like in the UK? Who's the lady of the conservative? Kimmy. What's her name? She be doing that. The
Kerry
prime
Badenoch.
minister's
Kerry
question. She
Badenoch.
be
the
she
chick
be
from
lighting
Nigeria.
into that. She be lighting up Keir Starmer, man. I find that funny as hell. The black lady who's in charge of the conservatives.
Yeah, she's from Nigeria.
Yeah, she's a Nigerian. The only thing I don't like about her, she's highly tribalistic. Okay, she did say she said I'm a Nigerian, but I put my tribe first. She made that clear, so you can see why us the black people where
What's her
we are
name?
today. And yeah, she does marry
Kimmy Badenoch, right?
Kemi Badenoch.
Yeah.
Badenoch.
Yeah, Badenoch. Yeah, Badenoch is the Badenoch family. She married to the Badenoch family, which
she's
is
Yoruba.
like
She's Yoruba, if I'm not mistaken.
a very strong family.
But see,
She
you know
look-
what
Yeah, she's
what I don't like
Yoruba,
about
and
Africans.
it's high.
Nah, when you ugly, you gotta fall back on the tribe. She ugly as
No,
hell.
they so tribalistic. That's no, there's one good thing about
Yeah.
Americans, black Americans, is that there's really no tribe. Man, even when they get over here, the Somalis, when that guy ran for mayor, they wouldn't vote for him because he was a part of some tribe. Like it was very tribalistic.
Hey, will you? Hey, I just noticed when people are ugly as hell, they always fall back on tribalism or whatever else, bro. This lady look crazy as fuck.
Yeah. She is. She's not nice.
I don't think she's ugly.
as hell.
That's just a bad picture because
She look like a freak.
She
And
if
what
you
is
look
she
her
on?
She's
What is she
alright.
on? What is she on?
she's the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK. Like
She's the
she's
leader.
like what
But the trouble with her.
Margaret Thatcher was, the leader of the Conservatives.
Yeah, that's right. But the thing is, our party is actually the third or fourth in the polls. So our party has been overtaken by another party. Yeah. She's not. There's no way she's gonna make it. She wouldn't even come if there's an election today. She wouldn't even come forth. She's gonna lose.
Well, I
badly.
think reform will win if it was elections in the UK today. I think reform will win.
They might have. In fact, reform is crumbling as well right now. They're actually crumbling because they won the couple of council seats in the UK. The way they manage the councils has been so bad, and they're actually dissolving these councils, and now they're fighting each other. So
all I know is I'm for reform. The UK needs somebody because the way they're letting them boats land on the UK it's not going to be a country anymore. I don't even want to go back to the UK. It's just like going to Paris. It's
do you
just
know what
not
the problem
working
is?
no more.
Do you know? Do you know what the problem is in the UK? If I'm honest with you again, is the Southeast Asian people are the problem in the UK.
Yeah.
And in fact, the second largest migrant who crossed in that boat are coming from Iran. Those people are crossing the boat then through the channel. They're coming from Iran, and this is one of the reasons why the prime minister don't want to go into the war, because he realized if he goes into the war, he can't stop them coming here, because he's going to be one of the
Well,
people that bombing their country.
he's
And
afraid of the Muslims, and he want their
and
vote.
also
Starmer.
he's no, he already lost the Muslim vote. He did not even get Muslim votes when
Well,
he got
the
elected,
Green Party
because
won
his
that
wife,
one election.
the
But they,
the Green Party is getting the Muslim votes. Yes, the Green Party.
yeah, but
And the funny
and
thing
those
is,
people, I'm sorry,
are
the
the
Green Party,
LGBT.
they are suicidal.
Yeah, I know. But they are getting stronger. They are getting stronger and stronger in the polls. That's the problem. And I think they would. You know what? The funny thing is, you said that my city where I live is one of the. I think it's probably the only city, or the two cities where the Green Party actually control. Okay, and since they've been in power, they have put taxes up. They have introduced so many things, in my area. If you're not adding certain amount of money, you cannot survive in it. So they like kind of communists or socialists. I mean,
They're like the
the
Democrats in
taxation is too
America.
much.
Oh, the Green
No, there
Party is
was a
worse.
Democrat,
There
Brandon.
was there was
There was,
literally a
there was.
a member of the Green Party in Parliament that was at that was at the Ayatollah Khomeini's vigil in the UK,
Mm.
and I was like,
Yeah, no,
these
but
it.
mm, yes, yes. I mean, we do have some extreme fringes of politicians in the UK, though, I must admit. And also, we have a parliamentary system, so, and they all got their own powers in different ways when it comes to voting and passing laws. So, because most of the laws, most of the politics is played in the
No,
parliament, as you can see it. So,
the
no,
UK
I mean,
is
the
lost.
UK, they was.
It's lost.
Yes, I think the UK is lost with the religious fringes. Like, to be honest, the people I find more troubling in the UK are the Hindus, like those that come from India. These
Oh
are the
yeah,
people I find really troubling. Yeah,
oh
because if you notice, they're very distant. If when it comes to hating black people on this planet Earth, I think they're number one people, and they will side with anybody against the people of African descent, and they have, contributed greatly to disturb the black influence in the United Kingdom. But also, the British people have had opened their eyes towards the agenda, because this is why you got to be careful of that Zora Mamdani that you have in New York. Okay, to watch what he's doing in New York to black people, man, because
well
he's
yeah,
gonna bring a lot of Asians in New York. Hmm.
he wants to raise
He's gonna
property
bring a lot of
taxes on
Asians.
black people, on black homeowners by 9.5% to pay for illegal migrants. Mondani is
He's taught.
I love the fact that Mondani won in New York because I can't wait because New York, but they have to balance their budget, and he doesn't have the money to do it, and he's offering free buses,
Right.
free this, free that,
Yeah.
free everything. He
Yeah.
can't deliver
Yeah.
because he doesn't, and then
He's
he
like,
wants to raise corporate taxes by some insane amount,
right.
and all those corporations are moving to
Right.
Texas and these other places. And then he said, if I can't get it, then I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
raise property taxes by 9.5%, which is going to affect mainly black and brown homeowners.
And that's exactly what City Khan did in
We're
London.
talking about
That's
citizens.
exactly
Yeah,
what
it's gonna
City
affect
Khan did.
us. That McDonald guy, he's
Yeah, but
pro
this,
like immigrants to a to the 10th
Yeah.
power.
Oh
He
my.
yeah,
wants to put
Oh,
this
Sadiq
is the
Khan is
problem.
crazy. Sadiq Khan
Zola,
is outrageous.
Hey, I
yes,
got a question for you
he is
guys.
a mayor. Mm.
I got a question for you guys. There's this girl on Instagram. She's light skinned. She's fine as hell. But she has one of those traditional African lip discs, like
Oh,
that big lip disc. She is fine, fine.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Black
looking.
American.
She's like, I think her dad is from whatever tribe and her mom is from like America or the UK or something.
Oh.
Man, bro, she rocks the lip disc and she is like gorgeous.
Is it the big one? Is it the big lip disc?
It's the huge one.
So that the tribe that usually wear it, have used that as a custom is the Mercy tribe in East Africa.
Mercy tribe.
Mercy, Mursi.
Yeah, but where was
Okay.
she? Where was this girl born at? Like, was she born in the U.S. or UK or like? Why did she?
she was living in, I guess, in the village with her dad.
Oh, but I gotta say, Africa. I agree with you on the Indians. The Indians, they are some of the some of the most racist people you will ever encounter. Uh, and
Right.
also, they are very disruptive, man. And for them, they are very Hindu centric. And if you
Yeah.
don't agree with them,
Yes.
it's on. And they
Yes.
only hire each other. They will never hire anybody outside of their own people.
Never.
When they get into a company
Never.
or whatever, they're not going to hire anybody except other Indians. And the Indian Hindus and the
Absolutely.
Sikhs, they fight each other too. The Sikhs and the Hindus
Yes.
and the Sikhs, they fight each other too because they don't like each other. But it's all kind of.
Wow.
But the Indians, oh man, they really are some awful people.
My brother, I'm actually
Wait, you
quite
said
shocked
wait,
to your
wait.
knowledge.
You're saying that they're
You
awful.
seem like you lived
Can
in
I
the
ask you a
UK.
question?
It's a lot of
Yeah.
Indians in America.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. You're
Oh, I
saying that the
see.
Indians,
Mm.
you're saying that the Indians are horrible people because they practice better group economics. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're horrible people because they come. Well,
No, no, no.
what happens is when they get here in the U.S. or even in Canada's even a worse situation. They get here when they get in positions with companies and corporations. They
Yeah.
only hire. They only if they are a hiring manager in a company or anything. They
Their
only
own
hire
Hindus.
other Indians. They don't hire anybody else. And when you turn around, once you turn around,
No.
it's nothing but
They would.
Indians.
Yeah.
So would you say that they're practicing better group economics where
That's
they're
the
looking
reason
out for
why.
their own specific ethnic group?
No. No, no, no,
If you're saying
they
that, if
highly,
you're saying
okay,
that, then
okay. Okay,
I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily
Janzula,
take that as a bad thing.
I
Well,
think,
wait,
okay, so if the white man do that, it's racist, but if the Indian does that, is economic. I
right?
don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, but I just think that us Black
I don't
Americans,
get it.
we need to compete better. We need to practice better group when it comes to group
Oh, yeah,
economics.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think we suck
but,
compared to the other
yeah.
groups. Well, let me just say this real quick
No,
because
but,
like I said, I grew up in Boston in a predominantly Black neighborhood. Once I got my own
mm,
house or whatever, right? I lived in a predominantly Asian community at one point, right? And I see the difference. Like I see the difference between communities, right? In the Asian community, they practice better group economics, where every store, every business in their neighborhood are all Asian. If you're
well,
black or white or
right.
anyone try to set up shop in their neighborhoods, they're not gonna associate with you.
Well,
They're
but
not gonna.
Africa, they get government
yeah,
jobs, and like if you look at
yes,
TSA they
yes.
will only if you go to the airport, there's only Indians there, and that's job.
Well, if you come to Hebrew,
That's yeah, and that's
yes,
all of our taxpayer money is paying for that. How do
yes,
it's so
yes,
blatant. It's so like it's such an affront. And why would you go? And they're
yes,
leaving India because of caste system and discrimination and stuff like that. But then they come up here and they want to
yeah,
ruin the country that they're in by practicing the same thing that they're running from.
yes. My brother, you know what? You're one step ahead of the game, bro. God bless you. I swear you are. You know, you're actually speaking from someone that knows exactly what they're talking about. And do you know what? A professor to have done a 30 years studies on the immigrants globally, he said, which ones are the worst to have in your country? That's exactly the group you don't want to have in your country. Not only they will lower your GDP, but they will import corruption, and also they will add more debt. Most of the areas, if you go to Birmingham in England, where you find majority of those people, it's disgusting. It's dirty. They litter everywhere. You know, the
Oh,
houses are run down.
yeah.
You know, they take over sectors. They take over sectors just for their own. They will come together. I understand why Jarazola is coming from the group economics, but do it on a private sector area. Don't do it in the public sector. And the reason why the UK had enough for immigration is because of those people. It's not because of other groups, but the English people don't differentiate between the Arab, Southeast Asian, or Pakistani, Bangladeshi, or Indian. They just see them all as one. Okay, they
Right.
call them the P word. Okay, and that's it. They don't care. And also they don't differentiate between black and Nigerian or Ghanaian or this. They just see us as African. The
Oh
only
yeah,
people
they
that they
just see African.
differentiate
Right.
with a little bit, yeah, the only thing they differentiate when we talk is the Caribbean, because the Caribbean have integrated with them for a long time, and even then, even the last conservative government that came, they passed so many laws and targeted the Caribbeans also. So no one is safe when it comes to to those things. But however,
Yes.
the British people, when it comes to all the foreigners in the United Kingdom, the people, I'm not talking about the government, the people tend to, get on a bit more with the black population than the rest of the other race. Okay,
Well, if you look
the
at it,
British people generally. Mm,
the
Yeah.
UK was originally like after World War II, they had it was black and white pretty much because they had a lot of black people come from the Caribbean to rebuild,
Right.
London after World War
Exactly.
II, and everyone kind of got along at
Exactly.
that point. The black Caribbean, so to speak, and the white British people. But then when
Yeah.
the colonies fell, all the Indians start coming and people, the Pakistanis, and
Right.
because getting all that stuff.
Yes.
And then when you look at them in London, they're throwing these big ass Ganesh statues in the Thames. They pollute like you just wouldn't know. Man, they throw these statues in the river. They throw all this garbage everywhere. It's just like,
Yeah.
culturally they
Mm.
have no civic sense is gone. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
problem. It's definitely a problem
Ye-
in the UK, especially
Yeah.
it's in Canada. Yeah,
No, in Canada is the problem because in Canada they said the Indian population in Canada have actually downgraded the country and they have problems with that. And also, as I said, in Birmingham, is any city that you go in the United Kingdom that is majority of them is dirty, is downgraded, and the people don't like
right.
it because they feel like these people come in their country, they're not respecting and anything, and also they fraud a lot. They actually engage in fraud. They will collect taxpayer money, like in terms of the social security, and they will open a shop and still collect that money and send their kids to private school. And some of them will work and still collect the money. So they will involve in a lot of different fraud to fraud the system, and yeah, they're not good people for the economy. So
Well, and you know
and
what they
also
do too? They hire other
no,
Indians that are illegal, and they pretty much treat like slave labor to work in their restaurants,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then they pay
yeah,
them practically nothing, but they'll give them like a hole in the wall to sleep in, and
yes,
they're just working. They have no
that's
legal status to be in the UK, but they're there,
right.
and sometimes they say they're going to school, but they're not really going to school because the
No, they're
border
not.
patrol will call up the school and say, "Is so and so attending?" They say, "Oh no, they're not. They haven't been here in like 2 years." So
Yes,
it's so much going on with the Indians and fraud, man. It's insane. Like that's a
yeah.
deep dive right there. That is a real
They,
deep dive.
That's exactly the problem, and that's why they know they have this. And the funny thing is, they are the biggest people who will align with the right wing parties. And like for example, the Reform Party, you will find more Asians in there than any other race, and they will spend more money in that party. So the party will ignore their people and target other people until when they realize, oh, they've been scamming us, and they go after their people. And that's exactly what happened with the Conservative Party. The Conservative Party had loads of Southeast Asian in there that was scamming their people, that was scamming the government. Like the last Home Secretary we had, he was more focused on people coming on the boats and trying to get that all publicized in the media. But why is she doing that? She was refusing people from other countries visa and basically dashing out a visa to all the Indians to come over here on a
Well,
cheap.
but the
And
Indians aren't
yeah,
coming on the boats. They're coming on the planes. They're letting them in. They come
exactly.
under false
Thank you.
pretenses, though. They come under
Yes.
false pretenses.
Oh, we're tech. We study tech. We come here. We have tech industry. But my son have a tech company.
Yeah, right,
By the time
exactly.
they go, and when you actually dig, they have no money. You can actually give them some money to survive, bro. And they will
Yeah,
scam you. They will tell like they got it all, but this is the trouble. And now they've been stuck. A lot of them actually come here with work visa and sponsorship, and they can't fill that jobs all the time. They're in trouble, and they have
right.
changed the law. This government that is in power now, they're slightly pro-black and anti-Southeast Asians. Okay, and now they have changed the laws to target them big time. And now
Right.
the Southeast Asian have gone to the far right, like the Reform Party, to try to remove this government because of that. And it's not going to work because the people in this country don't want them here. That's the
Right.
reality.
And Brandon, you in California too. Have you noticed that the South Asians, like the Indians, have taken over the food delivery market? It used to be the Hispanics, but now it's like all of my food delivery drivers for Uber Eats or DoorDash, all of them are Indians now.
Indians or Hispanics from South America.
Yeah, they practically taken over that food delivery
What?
market.
Yeah,
You need to be careful with them, man. They're very lethal, bro. And I'm not joking. You need
they'll
to
try to
really,
rob
really
your
be
ass.
careful.
They
They
but
are
they
really, really, hmm.
Yeah, they are something else, man. They really.
But do you know what?
I traveled. I was in India for a month. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Well, I left with a lung infection. After I left, I was traveling in India for like about a month and a half, and man, when I tell you, man, you have never seen a more dirt. I ain't never seen anything like that. I thought the cow was sacred, but when you go to India, man, that cows they damn near they dying on the streets,
Dirty.
dirty.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, my brother, I'm actually quite shocked with your knowledge, on these things. Kudos to you, bro. Because the thing is, they're very sneaky for you to notice what they're doing, and
Well,
they are very, and also they're always trying to work against the black people. Their number
oh
one
yeah.
aim is not to get back. Their number one aim is not to overtake the white man or to level up with the white man. Is
Well,
to go above the black man. Okay, it's their
I
number
gotta
one
know.
priority.
I got into an argument with an Indian, and then I said, well, Gandhi was racist. Y'all always been racist. Said, how was Gandhi racist? Like when Gandhi was in South Africa as a lawyer, he was fighting to get the Indians equal status with the white people, so they don't have to stand it
Yeah,
with the post office to keep the
yeah,
blacks segregated. He wasn't
yeah.
fighting for all for all people. He was fighting for
Hmm.
the Indians to be on par with the
Yes,
white people to keep the black people
right,
down. That's what he did in
right.
South Africa. No, Gandhi didn't. I said you got to look at your history, man. Gandhi, he definitely did that.
Mm.
That was his shtick. That was his mo. And I said, I know that Mandela said all these things about Gandhi and whatnot, but Gandhi was a racist. It's proven in history.
Yeah,
There's legal documents of him going to court in South Africa, trying to say, yeah, keep the blacks segregated, but let the Indians come forward and be be with the white people.
yeah. He did. Without a doubt, he did say it, and he wasn't hidden. It was a fact. And they in South Africa, in fact, there's a guy called Gupta, and he was actually spending a lot of money to stir up between the black and white people to have a fight, and he was giving money to Jacob Zuma, trying to, basically what he's trying to say, remove the white people and bring us the Indian in, and us in black and India, we can control the economy. Yeah, and then they find out, and he ran away when Zuma got kicked out of power, and he still got international warrant for him. He's the one that owned the Liberty Steel company and
Yeah,
Tata, I think.
I don't trust
And
it.
most of the
I don't trust it.
and it's funny, most of the richest Indians in the world are actually from Africa. Most of them, the richest ones, are from Africa.
Well,
They're
yeah,
not from India.
Uganda,
That's the funny thing.
Uganda, South
Yeah,
Africa. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
what's his name?
yeah.
Uganda guy
Kenya,
kicked all of them out. They almost died when what's his name?
Idi Amin. Yeah,
Idi
Idi Amin.
Amin kicked all the Indians out
Yeah,
at one point.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
And in the UK, in the evening when the Englishman going to party, the number one say, let's go pee bashing, okay? Because I can't use the finish the word. When they say pee bashing, yeah, that means they're going out clubbing to look for them to beat them up. And it used to be the black man that protect them from these things. The
but
Jamaicans used to be like, nah,
But you know
yeah,
what, traveling a lot of places because Indians are traveling a lot now internationally and stuff. But they're very like cheap travelers. So a lot of places they don't let because they'll go in. They'll like it'd be like six of them, but they're all sharing like one Coca Cola. I mean, so
yeah.
One
and so I
cent.
know in places like
Yeah,
Thailand
it's
and other
funny.
places they don't really
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're notoriously like just cheap.
yeah. Yeah, they are quite cheap, to be honest. Quite cheap in they think how they behave, everything. It's a reason why people look at them thinking, these people are not the same as us, their culture. At least the white man can relate. They can relate to the black man because they think the black man especially the Caribbean. They think they're cool, especially the young white youth. They love the black youth. When I was growing up in the UK, before all this mix-up, as you said, before these people came here and stir up stuff between us and the white population. The white youth, even now, they look up to black kids, man. They actually do. And I think most of the problem that we have in the UK has always been a class issue more than a race issue. And even if they are racist towards you sometimes, you can tell they're just trying to fuck with you more than they hate you as a human being. You know what I mean? It's like you have that because they're trying to banter with you sometimes. That's what they call banter. They're trying to mess around with you to see how strong you are. But really, truly, when you get to know them, you realize these white dudes are not really African haters or black haters per se, but they're just trying to test your feelings, how strong you are as a person. But if you don't take their jokes too personal, Like me, I used to call them names. They call me names. That's how we grew up. In the UK with them. They call us names, and we call them names. We don't take it personally because black people call themselves N-words. But I never ever allow anybody to call me the N-words. That's not black, and you can't use certain racist word against whatever you say. Oh, that's my black friend, or this my, this that. We can all joke and laugh. I mean, to be honest with you, in general, in Europe, the Englishman is the best white man to live with. On England, the UK is the best country as a black person to live in without having hassle of too much racism, too much like look down on you and stuff like that. It doesn't happen like that, compared to the other countries. So as African Americans, I think if you're gonna ever travel or want to live in Europe, the United Kingdom, like England, is probably the best country for you, man. And if you're a black American, you're over here, they always look up to black Americans. I guarantee when they talk, they want to, oh, he's from America. It's like they find it very interesting, and they don't care about, whether you're black or not. And the women's over here, they just like, in fact, the intermarriages between the black and the white in the UK is very large, man. It's huge. So the culture, is basically half black, half white. That's what English culture is today. Because the Caribbean have had so much influence in their culture. They can't take it out anymore. It's too late. You understand? So,
Right.
but the Asian culture is not really that big in the UK. The only thing they like about the Asians is their food. They will go and sit in an
Yeah,
Indian
well,
restaurant and eat food.
my thing, like I can't, I you can hear me, but I can't hear you unless I'm on my computer. So, uh,
Uh,
hopefully I'll make it over to the UK again one day. I don't want to go because I'm gonna be sad to see what's going on right now. But one day I'm gonna try to make
Right.
it back over there to Europe in general. But
Al.
anyway, it's been nice. I'm gonna drop down right now, and
yes.
I can't hear you guys,
Thank you,
but
man.
I think
Thank
you
you.
can hear me. So y'all have a good night, and
Can you hear me? Okay.
I'll see y'all
Al,
soon.
Any
I want
bro.
to ask you a question. Is it
Okay,
really
man.
as bad?
Thank you. Yes, Brandon.
Is it really as bad in the UK as they make it out to be with the Muslim? Like they say, the Muslims are taking over. Is that real?
No, the Black Brandon, the Muslim only make about less than 6% of the population. Okay, and also the thing is the Muslim have been more visible here, and also for a small country, they have had loads of terrorist attacks from Muslim groups. Okay, that's what scared them the most. Before 9/11, there was no such thing as Muslim hate. But I think the number one reason why they don't like Muslim is the Southeast Asian culture in general. As my brother was saying earlier, is when they come in, like people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the Arabs. If they live in an area, it's so dirty. Yeah, you wouldn't want to live around there. And the houses, if they buy their houses, they don't do them up. They just leave it like that, and they rent it to like multiple multiple tenants
Families.
in one house. Yes, exactly. And then the place become overcrowded and loud and dirty. And a lot of people, like not just middle class or white people, don't like to live in these sort of areas. So they tend to move out. But then the area become cheap, and then they end up selling the house. But in general, no, I don't think they have that much issue. I think it's all political, to be honest, with the anti-Muslim thing. They see it as a vote when it comes to elections. But I think it have got worse, to be honest, though, because of Tommy Robinson. I don't know if you know about Tommy Robinson.
No. Oh, Tony Robinson. Do you say
Yes, yes,
Tommy or
because of
Tony?
him, and that when no Tommy 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 Robinson. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. During the BLM, during the Black Lives Matter march in London, he's the one that got his boys out, to come and counter protest the black people there, and the London boys countered them and beat them up and chased them out of the city, bro. Because right, you see,
Wow.
England here, the black people here, we don't take, yeah, even though we're a minority, but when it comes to like going out in the street, like protest and fighting, when the black people come out in force, trust me, the white dudes they don't fuck around with us, man, Brandon. They all stay at
No, I
home.
believe it. I believe
If
it.
if the, when the black, yeah, when the black, yeah, because we over here we know how to fight. Yeah, we learn how to fight. So it's like they can't really deal with us. And also they got these gangs in London, like during those days, because it was lockdown, they all came out because they was coming out and saying all kind of nonsense about black people and this, and they're like, okay, you enjoy your time. We're gonna wait till it's a bit later. We're gonna come in for you, and they did. They blocked them all over London and they beat them up. You get me? And yeah, but luckily no one lost their life, which is good. And I was just watching it on TV and thinking, you know what you got yourself into. Because over here, the black dudes are not really jokers, bro. Trust me. Sometimes if the African Americans were like us here, standing up to these people for the small amount of population, I reckon you get more respect, man.
Hey,
Because we over
I
here
understand.
we work with the white people also. We don't. Yeah, we work with the white brothers. They're decent white brothers here. We identify who are allies. They always have been. But the thing is, we don't get too emotional about this and say, "Oh, you're a white man. We're gonna hate all white people." We just don't hate nobody. We just work with the people that's more in our interest. And those that are not in our interest, we just stay away from them. That's how we should be. We should be economic with our generosity. You know, well, yeah, the black people in London have been powerful, man. Powerful group in the UK throughout history, man.
They better keep holding on to it, man. Let me get this super chat. Shout out to my
Yeah.
girl, Mary Ellis, Eagle Eyes, for the $20 holler. Hello, Chad. I agree with the conversation. Why the F will you leave your country? Come to the West and practice the same BS. That's why I have no issue with immigration laws. I hate any form of tribalism or prejudice. 100%. And then she said, I love the UK and Paris country, but I heard it's been ran down by black immigrants. Laughed my ass off. I saw videos and I was so disappointed. My family and I used to travel there when I was a teenager. I mean, man, look, if you come to America, you come to the West, love your culture, embrace your culture, but understand you can't be running from a place that's bad and then being like, yeah, I want to make this like that place. Same thing happens in the United States where people, they run out of Democrat cities because they can't afford to live there. But then when they get to the Republican or red states, they keep doing the same shit that they was doing in the blue state that made the state unlivable. That's what's going on in Texas right now. You have people who
Yeah.
they're running away
Yeah.
from Texas. They're running away from places like California, Washington, and Nevada, New York. They're running to Texas because the cost of living is so much lower. It's more affordable. It's more peaceful. But then when they get to Texas, they start voting the same way they were voting in those blue states. And now they're talking about, let's flip Texas blue. And it's like, why would you want Texas to look like the place you just ran away from? Makes no sense. But Al, thank you, my brother, for coming up. I'm going to
Yeah,
call it tonight.
yes, brother. Thank you very much, Brandon.
Thank
Stay
you.
cool, stay blessed. Love to
Appreciate
everyone
you.
on the chat, and thanks for those that are supporting you. Enough love, yeah.
Thank you so much, bro. Hey, guys, this was a good one. Thank you so much for supporting your boy, helping us reach our goal, blessing the channel. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm basically here alone, so I got all the time, no distractions, and we going to run it up. Hey, go check out my other video that I made about the FBA football player who who confronted an Italian streamer, all because his silly ass thought that the Italian streamer said the N-word. He thought he said niga when he really said amiga, which is Italian for friend, female friend. Go check that out. That's up already. It's a pre-recorded video. FBA is like a dookie stain on black culture, black identity, and it's getting worse by the day. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate everything you do for me in this channel. Till the next